Peninsula. We've been turning dreams into reality for over 50 years, and we make fun easy. Whether you're looking for your cottage on the water or want to spend the day tubing at the sandbar, now is the time. Cherish it. Find your next adventure at Hully Gully, your ultimate boat store in London.
When it comes to your renovations, take your ideas to the pros at Household Plumbing. With over 50 years of experience, they can help you design and build the bathroom you've always dreamed of. Visit the showroom at 310 Adelaide Street South near Commissioners or online at householdplumbing.ca. Your bathroom renovation starts at Household Plumbing. See their large showroom for inspiration and a wide range of products like sinks, showers and doors, tubs, vanities and countertops, faucets, and much more. Household Plumbing, your one-stop plumbing store at 310 Adelaide Street South or householdplumbing.ca.
Cohen Hiley.
Unfortunately, not all relationships last. If you are dealing with a divorce, separation, custody dispute, or any other relationship breakdown issue, Cohen Hiley Lawyers is there for you. With options ranging from single-day mediations through to litigation, our experienced team will provide you with all possible options, while ensuring that your needs, as well as any children's needs, are a priority. Cohen Hiley Lawyers, there for you when you need us.
Cohen Hiley.
CohenHiley.com.
Hi, I'm Chad from Cellular Magician. If you're looking to upgrade your phone, don't be at the mercy of your phone company. You need Cellular Magician. Whether you're looking for a new cover for your phone, glass protection, to copy your contacts for photos, to trade your old phone for something new, or maybe you just want to save some money, Cellular Magician will make your problems disappear. Order online at cellularmagician.ca or visit us in London, St. Thomas, or Woodstock. We are the best.
And now, back to the London Knights pregame show on 980 CFPL.
Want to say hi to Rick and Karen. Let us know where you're listening from. You can tweet us, tweet Jim at JCV860, or you can tweet me at Stubbs980. I'm not even sure if you're tweeting at us anymore because it's not retweeting anymore. It's reposting.
Oh, reposting.
You repost.
Right.
So are we Xing?
We're Xing,
Crossing?
I guess. The X is to replace the little blue bird, but I think when you say Twitter, that name's going to stick around for a little while.
I hope so, because that was a great brand. It really was.
I thought so, too, yeah.
Hope it stays. Nobody likes X unless it's marking the spot to treasure, and the only thing it might be marking the spot to treasure for is a guy named Elon Musk. Let's get back to hockey. We heard about Henry Brustevich as we went into commercial break. Let's hear from Henry Brustevich, one of the newest London Knights. Here is Henry on what he thinks of being in London so far.
It's pretty awesome. I've been here for my brother's games against Kitchener, and city's awesome. Great energy, sick rink, so it's good.
Let's talk about that for a second, because the London-Kitchener rivalry is really good already. Now the two of you just take it up a notch. Tell us a little bit about watching your brother play for the Rangers.
They obviously had a pretty good playoff run there last year, ended by the Knights, so that's good to see. But I think definitely the OHL, watching my brother there has helped my decision to come here.
And so could you picture yourself as you watched last year maybe saying, this could be me? Kitchener's got an amazing rink as well. You saw games here. Did that really kind of set your path in that direction?
Yeah, for sure. I think definitely watching, kind of seeing myself out there, can definitely visualize that. So
hockey is such a small world. So you get here and all of a sudden you're seeing guys that you've played against. Blake Aerosmith you played against. We're still learning about Blake Aerosmith. You probably know more about Blake Aerosmith than a lot of the Knights fans do. Tell us about him.
He's a great guy. He's a great player too. Hard-nosed player that can score. And he's not a guy that you want to play against. So,
how about you? How do you play?
I think I'm a two-way defenseman that likes to play offense a lot, but also will take care of the defensive side as well. So,
you excited to get the season going?
Super excited.
Good luck.
Thank you.
That season effectively begins today for Henry Brustevich. He is in the lineup for the London Knights. In fact, if we go looking at players who are dressing for the London Knights, names that you will hear today, you are going to, and Knights fans have been asking for this, you are going to see or hear the line combination of Easton Cowan, Denver Barkey, and Casper Haltonen. Those three together. We can think back to the long playoff run. What was one of the consistents outside of maybe the illness that went through the Knights in the championship series that had Denver Barkey and Easton Cowan actually miss a game? You know what it takes to have an illness, have players miss a game in the OHL championship series? That one wiped them out. It was a factor. It's one that we'll never harp on, but it was a factor in last year's OHL championship. But it was Easton Cowan, it was Denver Barkey, and it was Ryan Winterton. Ryan Winterton is now in the Seattle Kraken organization, and now Casper Haltonen comes in. It'll be interesting to see how those three work together. The thing that everybody will recognize about Casper Haltonen is his size, his poise, and Jim, this shot that he has, this incredible shot.
What an interesting combination, too, because it fits very well with the main assets of Cowan, who can really dig pucks out from the tough areas. Barkey, who's got the cleverness and playmaking ability, and the finisher, Haltonen, will enjoy working with those two, I think.
We also are going to see a line, at least off the start, of Ryan Humphrey and Max McHugh, both overage players, with Ruslan Gazizov. Gazizov back this year, fired up about the season, had a great chat with him. Just Brody Crane, Jacob Julian, and Matthew Paris are set. And then maybe some of the names that you don't know a lot about, two of them have played games for the London Knights already. Sam O'Reilly centering King Johnston and Ryder Bolton, who we'll hear from in just a minute or two. On defense, playing today, we've got Sam Dickinson and Oliver Bonk. Bonk and Denver Barkey are now draft picks of the Philadelphia Flyers. Easton Cowan is a draft pick of the Toronto Maple Leafs, and Jacob Julian, a draft pick of the Winnipeg Jets. There's a great Jacob Julian draft story. I'll give it to you very quickly. Not knowing whether he would be drafted, he ended up not attending the draft. It's a smart move. It really is. But he's trying to pass the time. So he's playing euchre at his house. And he had his phone, not off, but away. And playing euchre. All of a sudden, his phone goes off, and it's Easton Cowan. And it's a text that says, "Congratulations." And Jacob texts Easton back saying, "For what?" And Easton says, "You were just picked by the Winnipeg Jets." That's how he found out. And then the phone rang a second later, and it was Kevin Cheveldayoff, general manager of the Winnipeg Jets.
What a great story, and what a great story just in its entirety. A guy, Jacob Julian, who's product of this under-18 draft that the OHL has instituted, and never give up, folks. He has the size, and he grew into the game and just came in here, developed very well to the extent where an NHL team said, you know what, he does some things out there that we really like, that really, he's got that puck skill combined with the size and the defensive awareness, and all of a sudden he's a fifth-round pick of the Jets. Great story.
Incredible. And then Jackson Edward is in the lineup today. Alec Leonard is in the lineup today. They are paired together, and Isaiah George and Henry Brustevich. And starting in goal for the London Knights, Zach Bowen, and Owen Wilmore is backing up. The Knights have a second-round pick in Alexei Medvedev, who is playing for the St. Thomas Stars, played last night, ended up making 37 saves on 42 shots against the St. Mary's Lincoln. So that's how the lineup shakes out today. Let's take a break. We will hear from Ryder Bolton, who was a big conversation point among fans during training camp, because every time he's on the ice, something is happening. There's a chance to score. Somebody's being hit. Things just seem to be going on all over the place, and Ryder Bolton is always in the middle of everything. Knights and Sting in the preseason. You're listening to Hully Gully, London Knights hockey, presented by Peter Inch & Associates Heating and Air Conditioning on the home of the Knights, 980 CFPL.
So you hit that cold button on your dash, expecting cold air to rush out from the vents. But instead, all you feel is hot air pumping out. Does it need a charge? What if there's a leak? Find out exactly what's going on with help from Ricky Ratchets. They will test your vehicle's air conditioning and see if there's a leak. And if so, find out exactly where it is. Mention this commercial to Ricky Ratchets and get $20 off the inspection fee.
Pretty much on
Stay
track,
cool
so
behind the
I don't think we
and
have
get
to
the
pull out
cold hard
any
facts from Ricky Ratchets, 140 Clark Road in London.
Hi, it's Peter Inch of Peter Inch & Associates. Last month, I invited you to experience the difference of our furnace tune-up, and the response has been overwhelming. Therefore, Peter Inch & Associates is holding this special for one more month. Call for the month of September, and you can get a tune-up of your furnace, and we'll do the air conditioner for free. That's a savings of $199.
Peter Inch and Associates Heating and Air Conditioning, 226-499-3752 or at peterinch.ca, where great service is only an inch away.
If you've been injured on the job or fired from work, call the disability and discrimination experts. 1-866-WCB-WSIB. The consultation's free. Human rights violations, workplace discrimination. Call the Duarte will fight to get you the max compensation. Years of experience in workman's comp. That's right. Call Paul Duarte. He'll fight. 1-866-WCB, WSIB. The consultation's free. We fight WSIB.com.
Shorter days and cooler nights. New fall fashions are arriving as we speak at Chandler's. Hi, I'm Peter Chandler, and the latest in fashions are adorning the shelves of both our men's and ladies department. Plus, the first shipment of Canada Goose has arrived, so shop now and be ready for that cold weather ahead. Looking great as the weather changes is easy. Find your fall fashions now at Chandler's Men's and Ladies Apparel, Wonderland at Commissioners.
And now, back to the London Knights pregame show on 980 CFPL.
As the preseason goes on, we'll be introducing you to all of the new faces, talking as much as we can about players so that you know who they are when the puck drops on the regular season on September the 29th. Let's meet Ryder Bolton. Ryder Bolton's father, Eric, played 654 games in the NHL with the Islanders, with Atlanta, with the Buffalo Sabres, and with New Jersey. Also played for Mark Hunter when he was the head coach of the Sarnia Sting, going back to the end of the 1993-94 season, the 94-95 season and the 95-96 season. Here is Ryder Bolton on life so far with the London Knights.
I felt like I was physically ready to go with the speed and physicality of this league. I felt like I was ready to just show what I could do and so I could compete at this level.
You're somebody who, when you're on the ice, something just seems to be happening, whether there's, a chance around the net or a hit or gloves dropping. Is that how you've always played?
Yeah, you just got to get a nail gun out there and show that you can buzz and hit and fight, and just that's how you get your way in the lineup in these skilled leagues if you're not as skilled.
Talk about where you played as a young player, because you got to play in a lot of different places.
Started off in Atlanta very young. Went to Long Island, played most of my years with the Long Island Royals. Then the last 3 years, Buffalo Junior Sabres, they developed me incredible.
Okay.
When you have a dad who has played pro for as long as your dad did, what did that do for you?
It just pushed me. He pushed me because just the hockey name and the family and how tough he was. It just pushed me to just want to be like him almost and just achieve what he did.
Would you guys talk hockey a lot growing up?
A lot. Definitely a lot of hockey.
So what sorts of things would he tell you?
Just tips and tricks on how to get better and just all about work ethic and all about playing the right way and not doing dumb stuff. So most important things.
How have things gone here?
Great, I think, so far. I think I'm excited to play, and I'm ready to go.
What's it like knowing your dad played for Mark Hunter, and now here you are? It brings it full circle.
It's hilarious. I think that gives me some extra points with Mark.
Congratulations. Thanks.
All right, thank you.
Ryder Bolton, maybe it gives him special points with Mark Hunter to have had his dad coach or play for Mark Hunter when Mark was the head coach of the Sarnia Sting. It is the Knights and the Sting this afternoon at Budweiser Gardens. We'll get to the starting goaltenders in just a moment. These two teams played each other for the first time in the playoffs since 1999, going back to last spring, and it was a conference championship. The Knights won it in 6 games. The Sarnia Sting roster looks very different. The London Knights roster looks very much the same. We'll see how the season matchup winds up going. Right now, we will pause for the singing of the Canadian national anthem here at Budweiser Gardens. The season hasn't even started, and that's what we have to begin. Oh, Canada getting a set for the Knights and the Sarnia Sting preseason game number 1. First of a home and home between these two clubs. Good afternoon. My name is Mike Stubbs alongside Jim Van Horn with our producer John Lee. The Knights in green, trimmed with gold, black, and white. Going from left to right in the opening period, Zach Bowen in goal for the London Knights. What a season he had last year. 15 consecutive victories for the London Knights. He found himself on the OHL All-Rookie team, and he will be in goal to begin things this afternoon. The Sting in white, trimmed with gold and black from right to left. And in goal for the Sarnia Sting is Nick Serzicha, who backed up Ben Gaudreau last year and got a look at OHL hockey. And Ben Gaudreau is on the Sting roster this year, and he'll be one of their big question marks as to where he winds up. Does he stay? Does he earn a professional contract in the next few weeks? It'll be a big question around the Sting and their fans. The Knights get the puck across the Sting blue line, and the Sting will bring it out. Their first-round pick, Ryan Brown, will play the puck down into the left corner of the London zone. Kicked over to the right side, and the Sting on it. Easton Wainwright will make a move and tuck that into the right corner. Sikic back out to the right point. Campbell of the Sting to Lukasz Fischer, a long shot, and that is kicked away by Oliver Bonk in front. Puck comes free. Brown tried to center to the side of the net, and the Knights will play this out into center ice. Ryan Humphrey down the left side, gets to the Sarnia blue line, stopped up there, and now Oliver Bonk will carry into Sting territory. Bonk to Humphrey right side, leaving to Max McHugh, goes in behind the Sting net. McHugh around to the left side. McHugh stops and turns. He'll tap a puck along the left side boards that Humphrey will find. Northville, Michigan native. Pulled off his stick, and the Sting will get this into center. Andrew LeBlanc chasing. LeBlanc drafted originally by Kitchener and came to Sarnia by way of the Niagara Ice Dogs. He'll leave for Lomanak of Sarnia, another rookie forward. The Sting will have quite a few rookies on their roster this year, and we've got our first penalty of the afternoon, Jim, and it's going to be a holding call, and it's going to come a minute and 20 seconds in, and it will send the Knights to the power play.
Yeah, Knights with a little speed entering the zone, forced, and that's the one thing that all young players will have to adjust to in the preseason, early season going, is just that increase in speed. And in that case, the Knights entered the zone with some attack. Zach Felak, who's been around this league long enough, sits in the box. The Knights send the power play out. Knights with a pretty veteran lineup today, as the home crowd will get to see a lot of the guys that will be on this team.
Off the draw, Dickinson, a quick wrist shot, and that's kicked away by Serzicha, and the Sting will clear the puck down the ice. Sam Dickinson won gold at the Hlinka Gretzky this summer, and boy, did he have himself a great tournament. We'll hear from him in the next few games about what that tournament was like. Malcolm Spence of the Erie Otters ended up with the gold medal overtime winner as the clock ticked down. We talked with Sam about how Malcolm Spence knows where a clock sits, because he made a move that made you think he had 2 minutes left.
Oh, yeah, that was just so exciting.
He had 2 seconds. Here is Jackson Edward. Edward working the right side. Draft pick of the Boston Bruins. Back to Dickinson to the left side. Gazizov stopping, looking across to Edward on the right side. Edward top of the right circle to Dickinson from the right point. A shot. That's not rebound. Rolling, whacked out at the side of the net. Julian digging. Serzicha down. Lifted by Gazizov. And that is blocked in front of the Sting net. Comes back to Dickinson between the hash marks. Left side. Quick shot fired wide by Crane. And the puck skims around the boards and comes down the ice.
Whoa, well, lots of action around the Sarnia net as the Knights power play working very well. Dickinson looks like he's going to be the guy to take over a job that's available, which is point on the power play.
Knights on the man advantage for Searles Motor Products for another 30 seconds. In comes Barkey with a shot, and that was blocked in front of the Sarnia net. Easton Cowan digs the puck free, skates back to the left point, turning. Cowan with it across the ice to Barkey right side. Barkey sets this up for Bonk. Little touch pass to the left side. Gobbled up there by the London Knights and played over on the right side boards by Haltonen. Now Cowan controlling. Cowan top of the right circle, trying to pass for Haltonen. Sikic got his stick in the way. Here is Haltonen, turns toward the net. Puck on his backhand, gets in with a shot. Serzica makes the save, and Felak out of the penalty box will bring the puck into center ice. Felak drives that one off the end boards. Zach Bowen leaves it for Cowan. First round pick of the Toronto Maple Leafs. Little drop for Oliver Bonk. Bonk, a first-round pick of the Philadelphia Flyers, feeds a pass ahead to another draft pick of the Flyers. Denver Barkey gets in with a shot, and that goes wide. Left side, Barkey laps a pass to Cowan, tried to center. Kuchenberg of Sarnia takes that away. He'll try and kick out of his own zone. Barkey holds it alive to Haltonen. Fighting off a check. Haltonen makes a move. Haltonen tried a backhand, and that was blocked by Campbell of the Sting. Knights definitely with the majority of the possession early on in this one. No score, 4 minutes into the opening period.
Yeah, Sarnia's got a very young roster dressed here today, and the Knights certainly look like the team with more experience.
Here is Cowan to Brustevich, and Brustevich gets in deep. He'll backhand the puck to the right side of the Sting zone, and Kuchenberg will carry out. He is from Slovakia, gets bodied into the boards by Caden Johnston, and the Knights turn back up ice. Johnston on the right side. Johnston throw to Ryder Bolton. Backhand out in front, and that one went off the stick of Sam O'Reilly and maybe off the mask of Serzica, and then the goal post. It definitely cut the post.
Well, you said, right, when Ryder Bolton's out there, things happen. He made a nice enter into the zone with speed, then a beautiful backhand pass. Which often you don't see at full speed, but it hit the Knights player right in front and forcing a good save. So Ryder Bolton already making something happen.
Things happen. Puck played on the right side. The Sting in control. Barr back to Young at the left. Point a shot, and that's blocked by Caden Johnston. Carried to center by Bolton of the Knights. He'll lift that one down to the Sting blue line. Knights changing. Here is Easton Wainwright down the left side of center and across the blue line. Wainwright gets bumped. Matthew Paris picks up the puck for the Knights. He'll try and clear out. Held in momentarily by the Sting. Now the Knights golf that ahead. Good play in center by Barr. He is just 16 years of age. Ahead to Brown. Brown lifts the puck across the London blue line. Taken now in the left corner and pushed in behind the Knight net. Knights will come up with that. Carried out into center ice by Jacob Julian onto Crane. Nice little move. Crane in across the Sarnia line. Crane gets in deep, tried to center, and that was blocked by Wainwright of the Sting. Crane back out to the right point. Dickinson on the move. Down the right side. Backhand in front, and that's knocked away. Matthew Paris left side. Paris back out to the blue line, controlling the puck. Gives into Jacob Julian. He tries to center, and that one goes off a skate. And it will be brought to center ice by Brown of Sarnia. Taken away from Brown by Oliver Bonk. Now pushed ahead. Paris gets to the Sting blue line, and the Knights are going to be called offside. 13:38 left in the opening period. No score. London and Sarnia. You can hear Blue Jays baseball on 980 CFPL right now as the Jays take on the Kansas City Royals. It's one of those series where Jays fans are hoping they can win all three. There's a big series coming up next week as the Jays take on the Texas Rangers. Right now, Toronto leads the Rangers for the final wild card spot by a game and a half. The Rangers actually lost to the Oakland A's last night. Jays and Royals tied 1-1 right now, top of the fifth. And one day your Detroit Tigers, Jim, will be back in a playoff conversation.
Starting to see some talent coming in. Obviously, Torkelson is having a good second half, and he's kind of that rock for the future. Riley Green, the Tigers have some others coming along too. The pitching, got to get healthy, but yeah, I think there's a renaissance right now in Detroit from all the teams.
In the meantime, yeah, we'll have to mention that other team in Detroit, the Detroit Lions, in a little bit. Knights and Sting opening the preseason. They'll meet tomorrow afternoon in Sarnia. Max McHugh on the ice right now for the London Knights against Zach Felak. Felak may take over the number one center job. Sarnia, a lot of graduation. They went for it last year. Star-studded roster, and they knew what this would bring, and they've done a great job filling it out with young players. And now those young players hope to carry on that culture that was built in Sarnia.
Well, they're very well coached, so they'll bring in some young talent.
In come the Sting across the blue line. Puck swept toward the London Knight net. And that one goes wide. And the Knights gobble it up. And here is a little tap pass to Gazazov on to Bonk. Bonk leading the rush across the Sarnia blue line. Taken away. Lomanak will try and push a pass forward for Andrew LeBlanc. He got turned around. Filak finds the puck for the Sting. Filak, quick shot, goes high over the Knight net. That'll carry him around the boards and go down the ice. Gazazov will head off to the bench. Sam Dickinson heads off to the bench. And Hugh Hurt goes back. And that is his name. That just needs a T-shirt at some point. Hugh Hurt. That's a good playoff T-shirt name. He is from the U.S., and again, one of those rookies. In comes Sarnia again. Andrew LeBlanc shot and a good stick save made by Zach Bowen. And the Knights fling the puck down the ice. And this will be an icing call against London. Tough save for Zach Bowen. And he got down and got the 5-hole closed.
Yeah, he got a difficult chance. Kind of the first really tough chance for him. About 8 minutes in, a little less than 8 minutes in. So, and that's one of the things, probably, with a veteran defense that Zach Bowen's going to have to get used to. Long stretches where you don't have a lot of work. And so right now he had that going. Not a lot of shots, but then the first one's a very difficult one.
Face-off will be to Zach Bowen's left.
Little Margaritaville going as the staff here. Everybody's in midseason form.
Here is Ryan Humphrey looking in midseason form and across the blue line. Shoots and a stick save by Serzica. And that deflects out of play. Nice little play by Ryan Humphrey to get himself free and down the left wing side of the ice. He's a guy that just knows all of the tricks. 2 years ago, Ryan Humphrey led the OHL in plus-minus.
Well, he is that kind of spirited veteran that you really want to build a contending team around because he's kind of been there before. He's had how many playoff games the last 2 years, Mike? I mean, a lot.
He must. I haven't counted it up, but is there anybody who would have 4?
Yeah. No, I don't
way.
think so. And right to the OHL final for 2 straight years. So he knows what it takes, and he was a really effective playoff performer as well for London last year.
Sandusville Manis, draft pick of the Panthers, gets down across the London blue line. The Knights will take the puck, and now Cowan heads back down the left side. In over the Sarnia line. The Sting break that up. The puck is pushed ahead. Isaiah George in a race against Roman Kuchenberg. And George wins that. Isaiah George, draft pick of the New York Islanders, getting set to go to their training camp. And, Jim, there's a lot of Knights players. Isaiah George is one. Jackson Edward is another, heading to training camp for the second time. There's so much that you learned that first time around that now things feel a little different. Now you want that preseason game in the NHL.
Well, and what it means, too, is that at this level, in a preseason game against a Sarnia Sting like today, you got to set your own pace. You've got to really make sure that you are you're really working towards the pace that you're going to have to play at when you get there. So a game like today, Sarnia's coming in with a very young team, and London's got a lot of players dressed that will be on the roster, and you got to make sure you're playing and you're committed to the pace that you're going to need to play to get to that higher level.
Sting flicked the puck through center. Alec Leonard tracking back for the London Knights. Leonard takes a bump and plays the puck up the boards. Jackson Edward has it for London. Back to Leonard. Leonard, former Niagara Ice Dog, gets the puck to center. And the Sarnia Sting will back up into their own end. Lukasz Fischer ahead to Lane Sim, who is on the ice for perhaps his first shift of the game. Landon Sim's younger brother, draft pick of the Sarnia Sting, and he'll quickly head off. We can remember watching Lane Sim on Budweiser Gardens ice before he was drafted a couple of years ago when Landon Sim was in his rookie year, and he was out there just in sweats, but he's picking corners to the point that you think, who is this guy?
Yeah, he is an outstanding offensive talent.
Here come the Knights across the Sting blue line again. Jacob Julian kicking at a puck started last year with the London Nationals, played his way onto the Knights roster, and now a draft pick of the Winnipeg Jets.
New look for Jacob Julian with number 13 today.
I'll have to talk to him about that. More and more players starting to choose 13. It used to be the unlucky number. We've still got buildings that don't have the 13th floor.
That's right.
Can't live on the 13th floor because it's the 14th floor.
Matt Sundin may have changed that. I don't know.
Maybe. Can't be as good as Matt Sundin wearing 13 and have any kind of bad luck following you around. Puck played back out to the left point. Dickinson takes it there to Bonka. Shot right on, and that is stopped by Serzicha up high. And Serzicha will hold, and Bonk and Dickinson will talk about that play and how it unfolded, talk about what they saw. The Knights have been doing an awful lot of work in practice this week, going over systems, going over the way that players will be playing, whether it's bringing in the new guys or refreshing the old guys.
Well, the Knights have this pretty well-oiled machine. They know how to sort of build the roster and the skills, and they look at the season in sections, and they want certain things at certain times of the year, and every year is different. There's a lot of familiarity this year with a lot of returning players. They kind of know what to expect.
No score so far in this first of 4 preseason games for the Knights. 9-10 left in the opening period. Here's a steal by the Knights. Gazes off to McHugh. Scores! Max McHugh! And the Knights lead 1-0.
Well, that's just what we were talking about. You know, these guys don't really have a heck of a lot to prove in terms of, making the team. But McHugh, just that intensity, creating the turnover in the offensive zone and getting that good scoring chance. McHugh from the slot area a little bit to the right wing side was able to pick a corner, but just that intensity that you want to bring every night, that London night way to create a turnover, then turn it into a goal. Max McHugh gets the Knights' first preseason goal of the year.
Max McHugh, 2 playoffs ago, 7 points for the London Knights to lead them in playoff scoring.
Gazizov in on that. He'll get a point, and he's a guy the Knights really want to see turn into an offensive threat this year.
Here is Brustevich. He shoots. That one goes off the head of Serzicha. Vilmanis of the Sting. 3-on-2 through center. Crosses the London blue line. Getting in deep. Turning in the right corner. Good play by George. Didn't give him any room. Now back out to Barr. A long shot up high. That is stopped by Zach Bowen. And Bowen reels in the rebound and covers it up as the Knights have a 1-0 lead with 8:27 left in the opening period. Ruslan Gazizov is such a great passer, such a great playmaker, Jim. He just has the ability to look people off and make plays. And if you're not ready for those little eye fakes that he'll give you, he'll find who he wants to find.
Well, and, he's had 2 years to kind of get used to all the new things in his life. And he's a guy that, still has a shot. And he needs the big number a year. And I think he can do it. He's got lots. He's got all the skill.
Brustevich back in his own zone. His pass goes off the stick of Tyson Doucette of Sault Ste. Marie and out of play after the London Knights take on the Niagara Ice Dogs in a home-and-home to open the season September 29th and 30th. Their next game will be in Sault Ste. Marie. In fact, on the latest episode of the Night Shift, we've got an entire West Division preview. We've taken an expert from each city in the West Division and talked about who's back on each team, the expectations. He even went to Saginaw. That's where the last major junior game of the year is going to be played this year. They are the hosts of the 2024 Memorial Cup Tournament. Lukasz Fischer throws center ice. His dad, Yuri Fischer, part of the Detroit Red Wings for many years as a player and now in hockey development. He'll get the puck deep. Alec Leonard, pass out on right wing, finds Easton Cowan. Cowan makes a move and gets deep into Sting territory. He will turn. Cowan still with the puck. Back out to the middle of the blue line. Jackson Edward tried to keep the puck in, nearly did, but offside is called against the Knights.
Zach Bowen has had a couple of tough chances, and I love the way he played that shot from the point by James Barr. Big crowd in front. He got out to maybe a couple feet outside the top of the crease to really make his body look big and took that shot up high and then covered up the rebound. So he's a guy who's heading to an NHL camp as well. He didn't get drafted, Mike, but he's going to Edmonton. He was a free agent invite by the Oilers and is going to main camp. So a great moment there for Zach Bowen to get that opportunity.
And the other great part about that, he attended development camp with the Oilers in the summer and obviously did what he had to do to impress. And then they say, come on back.
100%. We saw how the physical, abilities were on display in the playoffs last year. And, there's a lot of talent out there, and don't worry. Like, if you don't get drafted, don't pout. There's always an opportunity if you just continue to develop.
Knights tie up the puck on the left side of their zone. Wainwright of the Sting trying to play it deep. Ryder Bolton chips that ahead. This will get down into the Sting end. No icing. Caden Johnston chasing for the Knights. Sting go back. It's 1-0 London. Puck flung into center. Bolton and Wainwright come together, and look at Ryder Bolton winning a puck battle, even though he had to absorb a hit first.
Well, we remember his dad, and there's a lot of similarities just in the way that they're built and the way that they play.
Knights have the puck in deep. It's pushed in front by O'Reilly. Wainwright brings it out for Sarnia across the red line down into the London zone. And offside is called. And then Jackson Edward, little extra lean on Easton Wainwright.
Jackson Edward, he looks bigger than ever. Big guy who's going to be that physical presence for the Knights on the blue line. The Ryder Bolton story, of course, Dad Eric, what an interesting path and journey he had to 14 years in the National Hockey League. Like you said, 6 years with the Atlanta Thrashers. Were they around 6 years? I guess they were. But he, East Coast League, IHL, AHL, did that whole route. And 5 or 6 years in the minors, got his chance and made the best of it.
Ryder was born in Atlanta, grew up a lot of his life in Huntington, New York, played for the Buffalo Junior Sabres, and a free agent invite, and immediately fans were looking at their programs during training camp saying, who's that guy? Who's that guy? Based on what was happening on the ice. Here come the Knights to center. Julian plays the puck in deep. Penalty coming to the Sarnia Sting. And as James Barr touches the puck, the Knights are going to the power play for a second time in this opening period. They lead 1-0 on a goal by Max McHugh, but they get a second power play as Andrew LeBlanc is headed to the penalty box. Now, Andrew is a twin, and he and his brother, Jacob, who is now with the Sarnia Sting, he's not in uniform today, but he and Jacob LeBlanc have played for 3 different teams, always moving together.
Yep.
Opened as draft picks of the Kitchener Rangers, went to the Niagara Ice Dogs, and now they come in as veterans here for a Sarnia Sting organization who we mentioned has lost a lot of veterans. Jacob's the older twin. I don't know if it's a 5-second thing or a 12 minutes. Sometimes one twin is born. The other one comes like the next day.
Mom will know. Yeah. And they are a package, like you said. Interesting path. They have a Knights connection. Their uncle is Aaron Nagy, used to play for the Knights. But they, I first saw them as Southern Tier Admiral players in U16 at the Wendy Dufton tournament, which is coming up in October, Thanksgiving weekend. If you want to see the next generation of OHL talent, mark it a bit on your calendar because it's always worth going to see. And that's happening at the Western Fair Complex Thanksgiving weekend.
Casper Haltonen. Pass across to the right side to Easton Cowan. Knight set up. Ball back to Haltonen. Hard shot. And Serzicha makes the save. Great play by Easton Cowan. Keeps the play alive on the power play. Balk to Haltonen. Off his skate to his stick. Tried to center. Stolen by Sarnia. Fisher into center to Felak. Barkey comes back and knocks down Felak. No call, and the Knights are able to move back to the Sarnia blue line. Haltonen trapped inside the blue line after he was knocked down. So Denver Barkey goes for a skate. And he will set things up to Oliver Bogg across the red line. In over the Sarnia blue line right side. Cowan turning. Cowan, middle of the blue line. Now to Bogg at the right point. Bogg smacks a pass into Denver Barkey to Cowan. Side of the net. McHugh to Barkey to Halton and scores! What a passing play. Everybody touched it. And the Knights lead 2-0.
Well, and that puck was moving quickly. It's that's the OHL speed, and the Knights are going to rely on that combination to get a lot of goals this year. Haltonen, a big right shot, and sits on that left side, and his one-timer is just unbelievable. In that case, he didn't get all of it. It was a change of pace. He tried the big blast, and it sort of came off as a changeup, and it still got in the net. But the quick passing between Barkey and Cowan and Haltonen with the finish. That's what the Knights are going to see a lot of, and Knights fans are going to enjoy this year. And they are going to be a force in the OHL on that power play, just like they were there. 2-0 London on Haltonen's first goal as a Knight.
Denver Barkey appears to have picked up a misconduct. The Knights and the Sting are playing 5-on-5, but Barkey is in the penalty box. Knights come in again. Here is Gazazov. A pass behind him. Nearly found Max McHugh. Kuchenberg takes a hit from Gazazov. And the puck slides to Isaiah George of the Knights. He will turn. Oakville native in behind his own net. Fends off a check. The puck comes back to Hugh Hurt, and his shot goes wide. Barkey's misconduct will be a mouth guard violation.
Interesting, Mike. We always see in the preseason what the league may be wanting to focus on. And are we, as Humphrey takes a shot, are we going to see the end of that chewing mouth guard kind of play? And it is a factor. I mean, I know the league wants to keep the players safe.
Vilmanis cuts into Kuchenberg, and he misfired, and the puck went wide of the London Knight net. And now we've got Easton Wainwright down and in some pain. His foot went into the boards, and it's the boards in front of us, so it was difficult to see, but immediately he is in some major discomfort, and that is big for the Sarnia Sting because Easton Wainwright is a guy that they want to see score a lot of goals for them this year. They lost a lot of goals from last year to this year.
Yeah, he went in for a hit on Sam O'Reilly. O'Reilly made a nice move to chip it along the boards and get by him, and he fell, kind of lost his balance falling into the boards. Now, Gazazov is in the box on a penalty. Was he pushed? I don't know. But
Matt Bogart is coming out.
Yeah, it was awkward fall into the boards, and the way that he reacted, you just cringed, and you hope for the best because, that didn't look great, but we won't speculate any more than that, except to say that he's out there getting the best of care now.
Well, we've got both training staffs. We have Dr. Dieter Bruckschwager, who is waiting just off the ice as they have opened the doors down to the Knights cutway. If there's a serious injury, you see players taken out and taken toward the Knights room to be looked at. So the Knights have a 2-0 lead. Sarnia will get a power play here as Ruslan Gazazov has gone to the penalty box. But the concern right now is, of course, for Easton Wainwright of the Sarnia Sting, who went down and was definitely in some discomfort right off the bat. Easton Wainwright is somebody who will count as a veteran. I mean, he's the same age as Denver Barkey, Easton Cowan, born in 2005. He's from Mount Hope, played for the Hamilton Junior Bulldogs growing up, and had a really impressive training camp with the Sting 2 years ago. He started with the Brantford 99ers, and he had 51 points in 51 games, and immediately the Sting said, we got to find a place for this guy, and they did, and he finished the year in Sarnia in 21-22 and then played the entire year last year. He's got great puck skills, great hockey sense, and again, he's a guy that the Sting were hoping could score a lot of goals. They're bringing out a stretcher right now for Easton Wainwright, who remains down and being attended to by the training staff. And so he's getting the best care possible. And equipment manager Chris Matten of the London Knights is there as they take the flat board off the stretcher.
Dr. Bruckschwager is on the ice right now. He's come over from the cutway, and so
I don't know if there's anything in sports that he hasn't seen in his time as a team doctor. So Easton Wainwright in excellent hands, and they will now, it appears, have Easton Wainwright go onto the flat board and then be transported on the stretcher. We've got 3 minutes and 53 seconds to go in the opening period, and let's hope that what we're seeing is protocol and precautionary, because a lot of times that's something that is a possibility, but at the same time, we hope the best for Easton Wainwright, who's a very good hockey player.
Yeah, like you said, he is in the Sarnia Sting plans in a very big way this year, and one of the few of the veterans from that really good Sarnia team last year, and they were really hoping to kind of build a kind of attitude foundation, just kind of that expectation in Sarnia year after year. And they've got a great manager and coach in Alan Letang and Dylan Seika combination. They really did a good job last year. They just, we're counting on him. This is just, you hope it's just not as bad as it looks right now. Stretcher is on the ice, and they're going to get him off. But, of course, we can't move him too quick. You've got to make sure that everything is in order. Now he's getting lifted onto the rolling stretcher, and the crowd will give him a nice ovation. And he's getting good care right now, and he's getting a pat on the back from his trainer. And oh my goodness. Well, you have to play these games. They're a big part, but the Knights have reduced over the years. There used to be 6, 8 at preseason games. The Knights have lessened over the years the number of preseason games, and you just if you never want anything like this to happen, but certainly now the Sarnia Sting players who are on the ice come over and give him a pat, and they're hoping for the best for their teammates. So away he goes, and wish him the best, Easton Wainwright.
3 minutes, 53 seconds to go in the opening period of the first preseason game. Want to say hi to TC, who is listening in from the campsite in Inverhuron.
All right.
Says he's been hoarding his phone data to stream the first few broadcasts of the preseason. That is so nice. Station
Very
tower
good.
doesn't reach this far, but we can't miss a game before
Awesome.
we're back. TC, thanks for that.
Knights Nation, you're the best out there. Knights killing a penalty now with a 2-0 lead.
Knights killing this penalty for Ricky Ratchets. 519-455-5351. Andrew LeBlanc controlling left side. LeBlanc to Sikic. Back out to the right point. Taken there by Fisher of the Sting. To Andrew LeBlanc. Across to Fisher. Right side a shot. And he put it low and wide. Andrew LeBlanc left side. Had that battled away. And the puck will skip to center. Lukasz Fischer going back, hounded by Easton Cowan. Following on the play is McHugh. Picks up the puck and gives it to Cowan. Cowan a shot. And that was blocked by O'Mary in front of the net. O'Mary, another rookie defenseman who the Sting hope can just come in seamlessly into their lineup. He played in the Toronto area and was a guy who put on some inches after his draft year. And
Well, Del Mastro took up a lot of minutes last year at the end, second half. So there's some minutes to be replaced because he seemed like he was on the ice all the time. So there's some opportunity here in Sarnia.
Fisher to Felak. Felak loses the puck. Andrew LeBlanc gets it back on the left side of the London zone. Swings it around into the right corner. Edward of the Knights pokes that free, and it's shot all the way down the ice by Brody Crane, who felt he got a bit of a high stick, inadvertent one. Going back is Dennis Lomanak into his own zone. 35 seconds to go in the Sting man advantage. Fisher, who went from being a 16-year-old rookie last year to now being the returnee, and he might be a top 2 defenseman this year for Sarnia.
Lots of talent.
Mitch Young into the slot for Lomanak. Back to Young, middle of the blue line to Phil Manis. Pass across on the right side. Kuchenberg a shot, and that's blocked in front of the night net. Lomanak left side with some room to move. Lomanak down low. Doherty. Pass back out to Young from the left point to the right side. Kuchenberg to the left side to Vilmanis. Penalty comes to an end. Back on the ice is Ruslan Kazazov of the Knights. Over on the right side, Kuchenberg. Sting still controlling as Doherty will find Kuchenberg. He heads in deep. Kuchenberg goes in behind the night net. Bumped along the boards by O'Reilly of the Knights. Knights trying to gain possession. Leonard does, and Leonard will flip this around to Ruslan Gazazov. Nice little play. Little outlet pass to O'Reilly. He'll skate to the Sarnia line and in. He tucks the puck deep, and O'Reilly will head to the bench. 1:20 to go in the opening period. 2-0 London. Max McHugh and Casper Haltonen with goals. Leonard a long shot off a Sting stick, and Serzitja had to make a quick reaction save. Campbell in behind his net for the Sarnia Sting. Finds Mitch Young out to Kuchenberg. On left wing to Phil Manis. In over the London line. Phil Manis heads deep, goes in behind the night net, and he is decked by Jackson Edward. Quick little hip check.
Well, Phil Manis came around that net with some speed and kind of leaned to try and make a play in front, and he ran into a wall there. And Jackson Edward, good clean hit.
Edward, nice play to kick a pass ahead. Here is Matthew Paris barreling across the Sarnia blue line. Leaving now to Johnston. Johnston has the puck swatted off his stick by Campbell of the Sting. Under 30 seconds to play in the opening period. Hugh Hurt turning in his own zone as the Knights start a change. Hurt stationed in behind his net. Now out to Lane Sim. Sim avoids a hit, cracks a puck off the end boards into the London zone. Lane Sim, a third-round pick of Sarnia in 2023. Players will jam up in the right corner and do set as the puck stuck along the boards. Now players tumble to the ice, and that will do it for the opening period.
Well, the Knights brought the necessary pace and energy to, get their 2-0 lead. And this is the way they were going to have to play. They are up against a younger opponent and a preseason game, but the Knights really have to worry about themselves right now and bring the intensity that they need to kind of start the season. So a good first period. It's a couple of goals for the Knights, a 2-0 lead, and just feels great to be back in the Budweiser Gardens. I want to remind you that September 29th, mark that date down, September 29th, of course, 5 p.m., it's Fan Fest, and it's free, and it's right here at Budweiser Gardens, just outside. Of course, that is the night that the Knights will open the regular season, and September the 29th is the day. There's a party. Home openers always have that festive atmosphere, so come on down. Get downtown to Budweiser Gardens area. 5 p.m. start September 29th for Fan Fest here at Budweiser Gardens. 2-0 London over the Sting after 1 here in the opening preseason game of the 23-24 season.
Max McHugh and Casper Haltonen have the goals. We'll hear from Casper Haltonen. And in case you're planning a trip to Finland, you need to hear from Casper Haltonen because we talked chicken wings at one point. You wouldn't think Finland and chicken wings. Casper's got 2 spots we have to visit when we go to Helsinki, Finland, where you have to get the wings.
Well, the denizens of Section 104 have given him a nickname of the Big Tuna, Haltonen. So it's food. Food is his thing. He's certainly grown a lot, so his mom had to feed him a lot. He's 6'2", 6'3", I think, and big shot. So he certainly has some. He's done some eating, I think, in his young life. He's probably been tough to fill up. So he'll have some good chicken wing tips coming up.
You don't get to 6'3" by accident. Knights 2, Sting nothing. End of 1. We're at Budweiser Gardens as the preseason is officially underway for both of these clubs. At either end of the 402, that battle of the 402 will return this year. The teams will add up the points between each other in the games they play this season, and they will award that Finch Cup at some point in 2023 and 2024. You're listening to Holly Gully London Knights Hockey, presented by Peter Inch and Associates Heating and Air Conditioning on the home of the Knights, 980 CFPL.
Have you been dreaming about summer fun on the water, fishing off the boat, tubing on the bay, or just enjoying an early morning coffee at sunrise? Unplug and get offshore this summer with Holly Gully. From the Great Lakes shores to the Bruce Peninsula, we've been turning dreams into reality for over 50 years, and we make fun easy. Whether you're looking for your cottage on the water or want to spend the day tubing at the sandbar, now is the time. Cherish it. Find your next adventure at Holly Gully, your ultimate boat store in London.
I'm worried about how bad our heating bill could be this year. Our neighbor just traded in their old furnace and upgraded to a heat pump with McHugh. It heats and cools. Plus, he got thousands of dollars in rebates.
Older furnaces can really rack up your bills. Trade in your old furnace now with M&K Heating and Air Conditioning and get the lowest price of the season on heat pumps while inventory lasts. Plus, M&K will help you get up to $6,000 in government rebates. Google M&K Heating and Air Conditioning today and let the pros in the green trucks save you big bucks.
If you've been injured on the job or fired from work, call the disability and discrimination experts. 1-866-WCB-WSIB. The consultation's free. Human rights violations, workplace discrimination. Paul Duarte will fight to get you the max compensation. Years of experience in workman's comp. That's right. Call Paul Duarte. He'll fight. 1-866-WCB-WSIB. The consultation's free. We fight WSIB.com.
Hello, everyone. This is Randy Snow, owner of the Table and Chair Company. After 40 incredible years, I've decided to retire and close the doors of our beloved store. To celebrate this milestone, we're hosting a going out of business retirement sale. You'll find discounts up to 75% off on every item in our store. This is your chance to bring home quality furniture at unbeatable prices. Hurry down to the Table and Chair Company today and let us help you furnish your home.
Table and Chair Company.
And we will be back after this break.
You're listening to the London Knights on 980 CFPL.
The London Knights lead the SARNIA Sting by a score of 2-0 at the end of one period. And Jim, we saw a turnover result in a goal, and it was a turnover forced by some veteran London Knights, and then we saw a power play goal where everybody got involved.
Yeah, in two ways that the Knights are going to generate offense this year, and it was, you have to earn your spots at all times. Nobody gives you anything in this league, and these veteran players who have been around for so long still come into the first preseason game with the kind of intensity that created that first goal. That's what you need. Ryan Humphrey, Gazizov, and McHugh worked it all together. McHugh was the finisher from the slot, but they were intense in the offensive zone, forced a turnover with that pace and speed and physicality, and it was McHugh that pulled the trigger at 10:54 to get the Knights off to a good start and a 1-0 lead. Casper Haltonen on a power play, working with Barkey and Cowan. Haltonen with a finisher, big right shot sitting on that left side. And Barkey and Cowan moving that puck so beautifully quick and really hard to defend and get used to that. And Haltonen didn't get all the shot that you're going to see, but it was enough to maybe throw a little bit of a changeup for a 2-0 lead on the power play. Haltonen from Barkey and Cowan, and that's the way we finished. A couple of other issues that I was able to note. Zach Bowen's going to be going through some stretches where he's not going to be very busy, and then he's going to have to make a difficult save, and he did that a couple of times in this first period. And the point on the power play, of course, Logan Mayhew was out there all the time. Who's going to take the minutes and the duties? Is Dale going to go with two defensemen? Going to go with a defenseman and a forward? The power play is going to be Force, obviously. Sam Dickinson kind of got the first crack at it, but he's got a lot of options there. Dickinson, Bonk, Jackson Edward was out there a little bit. Is George going to get a look? Do you put a forward back there? That's the fun stuff that the preseason worked out. But Dickinson looked very comfortable and impressive getting on the point on that power play. And I think he's going to get a shot at getting a lot of minutes back there.
Shots on goal in that opening period, 14-4 in favor of the London Knights. Shots on goal brought to you by Paul Duarte and Associates, the disability and discrimination experts. 1-866-WCB-WSIB, and we fight WSIB.com. Knights lead the Sting 2-0. Up next, the hot play of the period, and we'll hear from Knights forward Casper Haltonen. He has one of the two goals. Knights have a 2-0 lead. You're listening to Hully Gully, London Knights Hockey, presented by Peter Inch & Associates Heating and Air Conditioning on 980 CFPL.
Have you been dreaming about summer fun on the water, fishing off the boat, tubing on the bay, or just enjoying an early morning coffee at sunrise? Unplug and get offshore this summer with Hully Gully. From the Great Lakes shores to the Bruce Peninsula, we've been turning dreams into reality for over 50 years, and we make fun easy. Whether you're looking for your cottage on the water or want to spend the day tubing at the sandbar, now is the time. Cherish it. Find your next adventure at Hully Gully, your ultimate boat store in London.
I'm worried about how bad our heating bill could be this year. Our neighbor just traded in their old furnace and upgraded to a heat pump with M&K. It heats and cools. Plus, he got thousands of dollars in rebates.
Older furnaces can really rack up your bills. Trade in your old furnace now with M&K Heating and Air Conditioning and get the lowest price of the season on heat pumps while inventory lasts. Plus, M&K will help you get up to $6,000 in government rebates. Google M&K Heating and Air Conditioning today and let the pros in the green trucks save you big bucks.
If you've been injured on the job or fired from
So my Casper's grade book is 22 sections, and we will come back and play it in 20 seconds.
Free human rights violations, workplace discrimination. Call the WART table fight to get you the max compensation. Years of experience in workman's comp. That's right. Call Paul Duarte. He'll fight 1-866-WCB WSIB. The consultation's free. We fight WSIB.com.
You're listening to the London Knights on 980 CFPL.
Play of the opening period, and the hot play is brought to you by M&K Heating and Air Conditioning, air quality solutions to make your London home feel just right. Back we go to a London Knight power play. In over the SARNIA blue line, right side. Cowan turning. Cowan, middle of the blue line. Now to Bonk at the right point. Bonk smacks a pass into Denver. Barkey to Cowan, side of the net. McHugh to Barkey to Holt, and it scores! What a passing play. Everybody touched it, and the Knights lead 2-0. That's where we sit, and we had an opportunity to sit down with Casper Haltonen and talk to him about being in London after he'd been in North America a few times for tournaments, but now he's here. We asked him whether he was missing anything about Helsinki, Finland.
First thing, of course, is like family and girlfriend and all the friends that I have there. But you know, it's I've been here almost a week and I feel like home already. And I think the Billet family has made it easier, and all the guys that are here, all the staff and players are making it so much easier to come here. And it's like I said, it's already feels like home.
Are we missing any food that you need, or like when you go to the grocery store and there's like a drink that you need? Are we missing anything like that?
No, it's like there's only like more fast food places than in Finland, but I think it's almost the same like in Finland, the food, so it's not a problem.
All right. Well, I mean, you're a hockey guy. You're not hitting a lot of fast food places all the time. If there's a cheat day, do you ever go fast food?
I'm not a fast food guy. I would say I would like to eat some good homemade wings or something, like if there's cheat day someday. But
So hot wings, you a hot wings guy, or honey garlic, or
hot? Definitely hot wings. We have a couple good places in Finland, in Helsinki, so I've been there.
If we ever visit Helsinki, where do we go for hot wings?
There's a couple places called Siipiveikot and Hook.
Okay.
Those two are the best.
Perfect. Well, one thing, and this is going to make us sound really naive here in North America, but one thing we know about Finland is you love saunas. Is there a sauna somewhere in the Knights dressing room? Have you found it?
I haven't found it yet, but I hope there is some somewhere, but
Does everyone in Finland take saunas?
Yeah, I would say so. Yeah, that's like our the proud. We're proud of that. That's when you come to Finland, you have to go to the sauna at least once.
And then do you go outside in the cold or into a lake? Is that true? These things happen?
Oh yeah, that's definitely true. We do that a lot, to go to the freezing lake after sauna and go back and forth a couple of times. That's and that's a very good thing for your recovery too.
Okay. All right. So if we're working out, think about sauna and then cold lake. Yeah. Cold lake, sauna, right. Back and forth a little bit. Okay. Yeah. We'll think about that. I like the hot wings idea in Helsinki maybe a little bit better. We're talking with Casper Haltonen. Let's talk about being drafted by the San Jose Sharks. What was that experience like for you?
That was,
share that moment with my family, girlfriend, and all the other friends that were there, and that was like dream come true. That was like one memory that will last forever, and it was just unbelievable. I cannot find words to describe that. It was unbelievable.
Well, it takes you one step closer. Here you are in London. One of the things that stands out immediately to people who have seen you so far, whether it's in scrimmages or on video, is that shot of yours. What have you done throughout your life to help that? Or did you just pick up a hockey stick at 4 years old and you could rifle a puck?
Yeah, that was like I was probably I was actually 2 months old when we moved to France when my dad played his last couple of years there, and I grabbed a hockey stick before I could even walk, and I would shoot with the stick and tennis ball all around there, and I've always loved shooting pucks and everything since I grew up, and that's been always my thing. I love like shooting pucks after practice, and I love shooting pucks at my summer house in Finland all summer, and that's just have been like my thing ever since.
Is there a goal? Because you've scored a lot of big goals in your life. Is there a goal you ever let yourself think back about yet?
There's a couple ones that I scored my first goal last year with men's on Spengler Cup in Switzerland, and there was this huge crowd, and when I scored, the atmosphere was like unbelievable, and that was definitely one goal that stood out for me. And then a couple years ago, actually against Canada in the under 18s in Germany, I scored 5-5 goal like a minute and a half ago. That was like
we have about 20 seconds.
That was quarterfinals round, and that was a big goal too, and I will remember that goal.
Well, there's 9,000 fans who will be in here every night wanting to see a few more of those moments. Casper, welcome to London. Thanks for this.
Thank you very much.
That is Casper Haltonen of the London Knights. He has one of the 2 goals as we start the second period. Knights in green, trimmed with gold, black, and white from right to left. Zach Bowen in net for the Knights. Sting in white, trimmed with black and gold from left to right. Nick Serzicha in net for the Sarnia Sting. Max McHugh, Casper Haltonen with the first period goals. Easton Wainwright suffered an injury that saw him stretchered off. We'll try and get you an update over the course of the afternoon, but it is very unlikely that he will be back in today's game. We hope the best for him. Puck played up the boards by the Knights, and here is McHugh striding through center. Sudbury native gets to the Sarnia line. Sikic shovels the puck back the other way for Sarnia. Taken over the London blue line by Ryan Brown of the Sting. Brustevich, a steal, backhanded around the boards. Sarnia will keep that alive. Felak tried to make a play, came off a stick. Sikic finds Felak, sets it up. Brown scores! Ryan Brown! And the Sarnia Sting rookie, their first pick in 2023 as his first of the preseason.
Well, and good for them. They jumped on a turnover, and that's no matter if it's the first preseason game or middle of the season or end of season. If you turn the puck over in the offensive zone and don't manage it properly in bringing it out, and it's going to result in puck being in the back of the net. The Knights just weren't crisp in moving that out. The puck kind of sprung loose in the center of the slot, and Brown gobbled it up, and he took a shot from the slot that beat Bowen on of the Knights. The Sting come out strong in this second period.
Of year last year for York Simcoe, but was not the leading scorer on his team, even with 67 points in 33 games.
Oh, they had
Owen Griffin, who's now with Oshawa, who is the leading scorer.
Who's a name that you're going to really have to get to know because he is one special talent.
In comes Lomanak to Young, a backhand, and that one didn't miss by much. Loose, quick shot from the left side by Mitch Young. That was blocked. Taken by the Sting, Lomanak back to Young. Young will golf that to Andrew LeBlanc. Wheels his way in front, and the puck hops over his stick before he can shoot. Andrew LeBlanc gets it back. Andrew LeBlanc, right side to Lomanak. A shot blocker save made by Zach Bowen. The Sting again keep the puck in. Lifted to the left corner. Dickinson, nice little play to tap that forward. And now it's played into center ice. Haltonen finds it, leaving for O'Reilly. Back to Haltonen, a hard, high shot. And that one goes over top of the Sting net. Sarnia in their own zone. Moving to center is Andrew LeBlanc from Port Colborne. LeBlanc across the London line. Jackson Edward takes the puck off his stick. Now to Sam O'Reilly. Fed ahead. Touched off the stick of Cowan, so no icing. We're 2 minutes into the second period, and the Sting have tightened things up. It's 2-1. Alec Leonard plays the puck back into the London zone. Edwards stopping in behind his own goal for the Knights. Here is Jackson Edward. He spent some time growing up with the York Simcoe Express.
Great organization. They've produced a lot of talent over the years.
Kuchenberg of Sarnia in over the London blue line. Leaving for Phil Manis. Edward will take that away. Then around to Alec Leonard. His pass in center. Missed, but Matthew Paris, good job getting to a puck. Gets a shot away. Loose in front. Crane chopping at it. And Serzica got enough to make the save. That one went off his mask. Now a turnover. Crane comes flying right back in. Crane sets it up. Paris, a shot over top of the net. Two good chances for the Knights. And here is Crane. Another steal in front to Paris that missed his stick. Isaiah George to Matthew Paris. Paris moving along the right side as the puck stolen away, but Paris gets it back. Paris sets it up to Crane, and that slides away from his stick, and the puck winds up going down the ice.
Knights had too many men on there, just weren't caught.
They were able to get the guys who had come on the ice off the ice. And play continues. We played 3.5 minutes of the second period. 2-1 London.
Great shift, though, that those guys led by Paris.
Here is O'Reilly. Makes a move in. Backhand and a right pad save by Serzica. Nice play by Sam O'Reilly, who had such a big year last year in the Greater Ontario Junior Hockey League. Sarnia sails the puck around the boards. Knights will take it. Bolton. Long lead feed off the skate of Caden Johnston that would have put the play offside. Lukasz Fischer will bring the puck back the other way for the Sting. Backhanded in behind the Knight net. Zach Bowen leaves that now for Brustevich. Brustevich off the boards into center for Bolton. Knocked away from him, and Isaiah George will go back to retrieve the puck for the Knights. Knights have outshot the Sting to this point in the game 15-6. Ryan Brown jumps on a loose puck, trickles it toward the net, and a good turn by Isaiah George to get a stick on that. And then the puck is scooped up by the Knights, and Ryder Bolton will clear it to the blue line. Knocked down by Carson Campbell of the Sting with a shot, and O'Reilly blocks that. O'Reilly's been out on a long shift. The Knights will be looking to get this line off. Isaiah George for Bolton. Bolton tried to tip that one out to center. Felak keeps it in for the Sting to Brown, a shot. And Brustevich down to one knee to block that for the Knights. Sting still keep control. Felak in behind the Knight net. Felak moving the puck. Taken away by O'Reilly. Smacked around for Caden Johnston. Johnston turns in his own end. Can't get the puck out. Long try by Fischer and a left pad save by Zach Bowen. Knights lift the puck to center. Knocked down by Campbell, and the Sting come right back in. Now O'Reilly overskates the puck, can't get it out. However, they're going to call the Sting offside. And we have 14:43 left here in this second period. And the Sting have come out creating some chances. They've scored once. The Knights have had some big chances. Both Brody Crane and Matthew Paris coming close. And Casper Haltonen, who didn't get everything on the shot that he scored on in the first period. I think he got everything on the second shot he had. It just went high.
He's had a couple tonight. He has got everything. Ironic how hockey is. The one he didn't really get 100% went in the net. 44 seconds into this second, the Sting get the goal by Ryan Brown, 2-1 London.
Ryan Humphrey with the puck for the Knights. Absorbs a hit. Humphrey gets the puck and now plays it to center for McHugh. McHugh on the right side to Gazazov in over the Sarnia line. Cuts into the slot. Shoots. Glove save. Nick Serzica makes the stop and hangs on. Serzica's been good. Knights have thrown some quality chances at him.
Including that one right there. Gazazov comes in and was allowed to come into the slot area, the dangerous slot area. And he went high and hard on the glove side and didn't quite get it there. Good shot by Gazazov. Boy, our Knights fans are sharp as we continue play. The Captain Sting Pants, welcome back. Notice that The one minor change this year, they're going to clear the ice from the snow off the ice at the crease and at the benches twice a period. And so that is one minor change this year that you will see, and already our Knights fans have noticed that. Hey, is that new? Yes, it is.
You can put nothing by Knights fans.
No, Brad Beard confirmed it. Brad Beard glowing, the supervisor of officials, and glowing off of a 75 this week. His first best round ever.
On the golf course?
Yes, 75.
Wow.
He's played a lot of golf. 75. Believe that.
Think about what you have to do to shoot 75.
Yeah.
That's 3 over on most courses. In come the Sting. Madison backhand shot. Big save. Zach Bowen lunges to his left and grabs that out of the air, and he'll hang on.
Well, Velmanis, he's the guy that's going to have to carry a lot of the goal-scoring load, and he was good last year. Made a great move there. Got in right on top of Bowen. Went forehand, backhand, and Bowen beat him with the glove. So good moment there for Zach Bowen, who is the veteran already, returning in net for the Knights.
Here is one of those ice-clearing timeouts.
Yep.
Knights 2, Sting 1. You can hear the Blue Jays and the Royals on 980 CFPL. The Jays have taken a 4-1 lead. They're in the 7th inning right now. And the Jays getting some offense from George Springer, who knocked in a couple of runs in the bottom of the 5th, and Kevin Biggio, who doubled to deep right center field, and that scored Vladimir Guerrero in that same 5th inning. So 4-1 Blue Jays, and the Jays keeping a close eye on a game that will take place this evening, the A's and the Rangers. If things go right, if the Jays were able to get some help from the Athletics, they could enter that series with the Rangers, knowing even if the Rangers, did well and split it with them, the Jays would still have that last wild card. The Rangers have been sputtering for a while now. Off the draw, quick shot by Andrew LeBlanc. Wails wide of the night net.
They spent a lot of money in the offseason too, didn't they?
They did, and things were going very well for them. Not as well of late. They have 3 wins in their last 10. Andrew LeBlanc stick handles across the London blue line. Sets things up for Doucette. A shot misses the night net. And that deflects out of play.
Brody Crane, Matthew Paris out there again. They've got some jump in their step here in this second period. Paris made a great play on the last shift, beating out an icing and then causing all kinds of trouble. He had a couple of really good chances, and Crane was turning the puck over in the offensive zone and setting up, and they look like they've got great energy. They're out there with Julian, who's now going to get off for some equipment repairs. He's going to have to be replaced.
Matthew Paris played in 45 games a season ago for the London Knights. Had 2 goals and 8 points. And Brody Crane has been a mainstay on the Knights since the OHL returned from the year off during the pandemic. That was Brody Crane's rookie year. He was player of the week 1 week last year. In comes Paris. Paris plays the puck behind the Sting net. Back out to the left point. Edward keeps it in with a high shot, and that's into the glove of Serzica, who saw it all the way.
Julian went up and was replaced by O'Reilly at center, and he won a face-off, and the Knights came down with a scoring chance. They'll get another offensive zone face-off. Kind of like that versatility on O'Reilly. He's a guy who has you can almost put him anywhere. He's even played. He has been a defenseman in his minor hockey, and he's now he was a winger with the Nationals, playing center out there. Just won another faceoff. I love that versatility, and he is a guy that the Knights are going to try and get on that path of draft a player. He's high. He was a second-round pick, a year of junior B to C, and then he comes in and contributes in a big way. He looks very comfortable and confident out there, Mike. Sam O'Reilly, number 23.
Wins a faceoff, and Bolton's shot is stopped by Serzica. O'Reilly, we mentioned his great year last year with the London Nationals, was part of the GOJHL Western Conference All-Rookie team. Quick shot, scores! The Sting have tied the game 2-2.
Marco Sikic, I think that went clean through. And that one is one that got through the legs of Zach Bowen. Sikic came in to the zone and backed off the Knights with some speed and got a little bit too much space in the slot and just fired one. It got through the legs of Bowen, and it's 2-2. Sikic is another one of those returning guys, big guy from the KW area, and he has got the Sting on even terms here. And this is just one of those lessons. I mean, you can't take anything for granted. In this, everybody's a good player in this league. No matter, it's just all about your experience level. And the young Sarnia Sting, who watched their teammate Ethan Wainwright stretch it off in that first period, must be, really upset about that. But they've come out here with good purpose and energy here in this second period.
The Sting last year, with their longest playoff run in team history, were hoping that created a culture which could be carried on. Here is Vilmanis off to Kuchenberg, a shot, and that rises high and wide. Fisher, right, a pass that's intercepted by Humphrey. Fed ahead. Here is Gazizov over the Sting line with a shot and a blocker save by Serzicha. Back out to Isaiah George. His shot blocked by Vilmanis goes into the right corner of the Sting end. Penalty coming to Sarnia. Rostevich gets in behind the Sting net, and play is whistled down. So the London Knights now get a big opportunity as they are going to go back to the man advantage for Searles Motor Products in Ingersoll, Highway 19, north of the 401. And this will come with 11:56 to go in the second period. And the Knights will send out Jacob Julian, Brody Crane, Ruslan Gazizov, Isaiah George, and Sam Dickinson for this power play. As heading to the penalty box is Zach Felak. He's negotiating all the way. Whatever the call is, he's not happy with it. I think it may have been a check to the head.
Mike Cairns, Jack Hennigan are our referees. Mike Cairns, of course, he's one of the senior staffers, early season, preseason. We've got these things happen. The linesman at Hurtubise, Jordan Hurtubise, is out there in double form. It's number 57, Hurtubise.
Somebody forgot a jersey and said, hey, you got an extra?
Yep, exactly.
The Zebra Report for Cummins Optical, always making the right call for your eyes. Ground floor, Westmount Shopping Center. And Brody Crane is tripped by Tyson Doucette. And the London Knights are going to get a big opportunity as the puck is given to Carson Hall just to bring about the whistle. They're going to get 1 minute and 37 seconds of 5-on-3 as Doucette goes for tripping. And that was an easy call right in front of the official, right in front of the Knight net.
Right in front of everybody in the house, and there's a pretty good crowd here. But, yeah, it was one of those everybody could see it, and it was an excuse me sort of trip up. You couldn't not call it, really, and the Knights have this great opportunity to break this 2-2 tie in a game they've territorially dominated, but the Sting have come in here and worked really hard and have really gathered themselves in this second period to score 2 straight goals by Ryan Brown and Marco Sikic. Now the Knights go to this power play, which clicked in the first period on Casper Haltonen's first Knights goal.
Knights start from their zone as the Sting ice it. Here is Gazizov into center. He's from Omsk. In across the Sting line. Back out to Crane at the right point. To Dickinson moving in top of the right circle to Crane. In tight to the right side of the net. Out to Gazizov. Tried to get a shot away. Puck came off his stick. And that's swatted down the ice by Fisher. And leaving his net is Zach Bowen. Bowen will leave this for Sam Dickinson. 1 minute exactly remaining in the 5-on-3, a 2-2 tie here at Budweiser Gardens. Easton Cowan racing down left wing. Cowan across the blue line. Puck goes to Haltonen, left side. Haltonen to Bog, high slot. Bog sets up Easton Cowan, top of the right circle to Barkey, right side. Barkey, high slot to Cowan, right side. Sets it up. Bog, a hard shot and a good save by Serzicha. Haltonen back to Bog. Middle of the blue line, walks into the high slot with a shot. And that one deflects high. Here is Bog to Cowan. He goes to the middle of the blue line. Cowan a fake. Now to Bog, a one-timer. And Serzicha stops that with his blocker. Here is Bog at the left point. Bog to Cowan at the right point. Cowan a head fake. Down low to Barkey. They switch spots. Out to Bog, side of the net. Haltonen waiting, looking. Haltonen sets it up for Bog. Bog shoots. Serzica the save. Puck comes back to Bog. Bog to Barkey. 5 seconds to go on a penalty. Out to Cowan, a hard shot. Serzica stops that with his shoulder. Cowan on it again. 1 penalty ends. Here is Cowan. Shoots. Glove save made by Serzica of the Sting. And a shooting gallery power play is turned aside by second-year goaltender Nick Serzica.
Just a clinic there. I mean, Bonk had just 3 glorious shots from probably 20 feet, maybe a little more, and with traffic in front, and Serzica there was just turned everything aside. But the Knights had good puck movement, good looks, and but the Sting tightly packed in the triangle right in front, kept as much as they could from the outside, but they were quality scoring chances for sure.
Sting win the face-off and ice the puck. The Knights have 15 seconds of power play time remaining. So the Sting that close to killing off a 5-on-3 that lasted 1:37.
Couldn't quite get that east-west sort of cross-crease pass to get into kind of an empty net situation, but lots of good chances.
Caden Johnston tried to center. That was blocked. On the puck quickly is Ryder Bolton. Trying to cram that in deep. Pushed past him by Felak. Puck goes to Jackson Edward. Edward into center for Sam O'Reilly. He'll flip the puck to the left corner and chase. Back goes Mitch Young of the Sting. And around the boards, deflected to Zach Felak. And Felak will come down the left side of center. Sails one into the glove of Zach Bowen. And Bowen will just drop that immediately. And the Knights will regroup in their own end. O'Reilly in behind his net. Under 9 minutes to play in this second period. Game 1 of the preseason for both of these teams. Some teams have played 3 already. Here is O'Reilly. Down into Sarnia territory. Pushes one to the edge of the crease. Jamming as Leonard couldn't make contact. Caden Johnston of the Knights to Bolton in the right corner of the Sting end. Toppled over by Kuchenberg. Lane Sim is there. Tucks a pass back to Hugh Hurt of the Sting. Around to O'Mary, and Sarnia with some room will gain center ice. Throw center. Here is Sim in over the blue line. Vilmanis couldn't handle a pass. Kuchenberg will get to a puck in the right corner. He is bodied into the boards by Jackson Edward. I don't know if he knew that kind of a hit was coming. Here is O'Mary. O'Mary flips the puck off the end boards. Alec Leonard will bound the puck out into center. Hurt under fire from Caden Johnston, and Johnston will play the puck in deep. Under 8 minutes to go, second period. Still tied 2-2. The Knights scoring twice in the first period. The Sting twice here in the second period. Isaiah George to Jacob Julian. He'll swing a puck into the right corner. Popped around the boards and fed out to center by Andrew LeBlanc. Matthew Paris waiting there for the London Knights. Up for Julian. Doherty is steal, and Doherty sets that for Hurt of the Sting. Sarnia regrouping, now looking to move forward. Lomanak hit by Crane, finds Andrew LeBlanc, down right wing. He gets in deep. Good play by Isaiah George, and then George sweeps the puck up the boards. Out into center. Pass goes behind Brody Crane. Crane heads up after it. Puck goes into the left corner. Crane is there along with Julian. Puck is tapped away, and now goes to Matthew Paris. He'll find Julian. Nice little move. Gets in with a shot and put it low. That missed the Sting net. Nice little play by Jacob Julian for being as tall as he is to have the hands that he does. Wow.
Made a nice little move to get himself some space and a good look. Good speed by Brody Crane, who's really, his legs have made some things happen in this second period.
Speaking of speed, here is Lukasz Fischer. Showing off a burst through center. Gets the puck over the London blue line. Max McHugh has it. Fed out into center. Gazisov has a breakaway. Gazisov in. Backhand pass goes to Humphrey. A shot. And that was stopped by Serzica. And the puck slides by the net. Knights still have it in the Sting end. Hacked at by Oliver Bog. Here is McHugh. Top of the left circle. A shot up high. Goes over the net. Right side. Oliver Bog into Humphrey. Humphrey to McHugh. Back out to Dickinson. He'll wait. Snapshot, and that one didn't get through. Loose. Bonk up on the play in front for Humphrey. A try that was blocked. Lomanak hit by McHugh. Knights continue to pressure. Ryan Humphrey gets into the slot. He shoots, and a right pad save by Serzica. The Sting just looking to clear. They will. What a chance on the breakaway. Ruslan Gazizov trying to set up Ryan Humphrey. Somehow Serzicha, who had to sell out to make the save, got a piece.
Humphrey just delayed a half a second too long. Gazizov had a rolling puck, couldn't get it to lie down, and ended up passing on a breakaway back to Humphrey, who Serzicha beat him. Wow, what goaltending we were seeing in this second period.
Long shot from the left point by Young, gets through, and Bowen makes the save for the Knights. Tough save for Zach Bowen through a crowd. Now it's Easton Cowan. Mount Bridges native out into center. That one is broken up by Mitch Young. Chopped that by Bonk. Cowan has it again in over the Sarnia line. Cowan barreling toward the net. Barr knocked the puck away, and then McHugh and Cowan come together and a catch Doucette along the end boards. Sting come back the other way with a shot handled by Zach Bowen, and he will hold it for a face-off. Jim Van Horn, we talked Tigers in the first period. We've got to talk Detroit Lions. Going into Thursday's game, season opener against the Super Bowl champion, Kansas City Chiefs at Arrowhead, where it is so loud. The fans are amazing at Arrowhead. The Lions were not the favorites. No Travis Kelce, no Chris Jones for Kansas City. And in the end, a 21-20 victory for the Detroit Lions. What did you make of that game?
Well, is this when have you arrived? And if you're a contender in the National Football League, I mean, every week is just like a battle and like a Super Bowl. And the Lions, are they there? 9-2 in their last 11 now. And they've gone into Green Bay, Lambeau Field, and beaten Aaron Rodgers and the Packers. They've gone into Kansas City, beaten Patrick Mahomes. And so when have they arrived? And I love the line that the general manager, Brad Holmes, uses. We want to be the hunters. We want to be the team that just goes out and hunts that kind of victory. And, you know, it's through the last 11. The Lions are transformed. It's so exciting. The ratings were great. They become America's team, Mike? I'm not sure I'm totally comfortable with that. I kind of like
Everybody loves the Lions now. People used to complain when they played every year on Thanksgiving Day, not the Lions again. Now can they play all three games?
Yeah, the great ratings on NBC. Yeah, it's great to see if there's a group of fans that deserve this. It's Lions fans, as you know. And my goodness, it's been a long time since 1957, the last championship.
Knights getting physical on this shift is Casper Haltonen and Easton Cowan banging bodies in the Sting end. Sarnia gets the puck down the ice. We've got 4 minutes and 5 seconds to go in the second period. A 2-2 tie here at Budweiser Gardens between the Knights and the Sting. Alec Leonard pulls a puck out of a pile, goes back into his own end for London. Pass ahead, knocked down by Haltonen, given to Cowan, back to Haltonen, in wrist shot. And that is stopped by a new Sting goaltender. The Sting making a goaltending. Carson Chartier comes in to play the second half of this game. Zach Bowen staying in net for the London Knights for the time being.
Haltonen with that heavy shot. It must have a lot of spin, and he gets it away quick, and he's going to be a scorer in this league.
Penalty coming to the London Knights, and the Sting are going to get an opportunity on the power play. It'll be a slashing penalty to Denver Barkey that comes at 16:37 of this second period and puts the Knights to the penalty kill for the second time for Ricky Ratchets.
Well, the Knights will be glad to see that Serzicha out of there. They were having trouble against him, beat him twice in the first period, but second period it's been really difficult. Now the Knights go to the penalty kill as we wind it down here in this second period. They've had many opportunities, including a 5-on-3. Now they're going to the kill. Give that some practice.
Carson Chartier is from Sudbury, and he is now in net for the Sarnia Sting, and we have a 2-2 tie with just over 3 minutes remaining in the second period. Want to welcome Deputy Mayor Sean Lewis to the broadcast booth with us. Knights have the puck, and they will now carry to center. Jacob Julian smacks that down the ice. And the Sting will go back into their zone. Here is O'Mary. He'll leave to Fisher. Fisher starting to center ice. Fisher across the red line will find Sikic, who's from Kitchener and started his OHL career in Guelph. It's a difficult transition to make. Puck is played around the boards in Sting territory. Mitch Young will collect that for Sarnia. And Young will move through center ice. Off to O'Mary. He'll get the puck into the right corner, and he is hit hard by Max McHugh and knocked down. Sting set up. Young back at the left point to O'Mary at the right point. Puck goes off his stick. O'Mary in on the right side. Taken there by Brown. A shot, and that was blocked in front of the net by Dickinson. That stung him. They have caught him on the back of the elbow. Here is O'Mary at the right point. O'Mary across to Andrew LeBlanc. 30 seconds to go in the Sting man advantage. Controlling left side. Ryan Brown of the Sting to O'Mary, middle of the blue line. Right side to Young. Into the slot. The puck taken by Felak, and he tried to go down low, but that pass missed. Ryan Brown now battles a puck toward the front of the London Knight net. O'Mary picks up a ricochet. O'Mary in with a shot. That's stopped. Rebound, scores! Zach Felak in front. Able to get position and get a stick on the puck, and it's 3-2 Sting.
Well, that is a tail end of a period that the Sting really worked hard. They faced a lot of pressure from the Knights, but were able to be opportunistic. And this young team has come in, give them credit, and that is a 3-goal second period to give Sarnia a 3-2 lead. And just the Knights just couldn't get that puck to clear in that penalty kill. They had a couple of semi-chances to do that, but Sarnia kept the pressure on, eventually got a bouncing puck to the crease area, and were able to put it home. Felak is a guy who's a veteran, one of the few veterans returning, and he gets the power play goal. He's going to get a lot of power play time, and despite the fact they have only 13 shots, the Sting have 3 goals, all of them in this second.
Felak and Ryan Humphrey from the same hometown of Northville, Michigan. Puck is controlled by the Sting off the faceoff in the London zone. Campbell, a shot up high, goes over the Knight net. In behind the Knight net, Humphrey has the puck for the London Knights. Ryan Humphrey, who attended rookie camp with the Boston Bruins last year, spins his way through center, gives to Gazisov. In over the line to Paris. Try to pass in front. It goes off a Sting defender, and Chartier gets a stick and a leg down to make the save, and the Sting will clear. We're into the final minute of the second period. It's 3-2 Sarnia. 3 straight goals in this second period. Here is Paris, a shot. That one deflects. Chop that in front. And the Sting will get the puck, and they will skate it to center ice. Vilmanis on right wing and across the London line. Vilmanis into the slot, coming back as Bonk to knock the puck away from him. Good defensive play by Oliver Bonk, but now Kuchenberg knocks the puck out of the air for Sarnia. In behind the Knight net, swings one in front. Just missed Vilmanis. 24 seconds remaining in the period. Humphrey tosses a puck ahead to Kazisov, now to Edward joining the rush. But in behind the play, a dust-up in front of the Sting bench is going to bring penalties, at least one, and Ryan Humphrey could be picking up the one. Did he get anybody to go with him?
Well, no, I don't think so. It's going to be him by himself. A frustrating sort of conclusion to the second period for the Knights, who will now kill another penalty. Felak at 18:29 gets the power play goal, and now the Knights will be taking likely a penalty kill into the third period. So just goes to show you, the OHL is a very high level, and the Sting, after a 2-0 deficit in the first, have come out with 3 straight and looked really good in this second period.
Knights ice the puck as they kill a penalty for Ricky Ratchett's Auto Repair. 519-455-5351. In comes Sikic right side. Poke check by Dickinson as the horn sounds. And we are at the end of 2, but the Sarnia Sting score 3 times in that second period and erase a 2-0 London Knight lead. And they have a 1-goal lead going to the third.
Well, and this is the kind of frustration that the ups and downs that you're going to face in the regular season too. So you're getting a little taste of it here in the preseason as the Knights territorially have, had the edge in this game. They've certainly created more scoring chances. They have an edge in a big way, over double the shots. And but that's hockey for you. We're going into the third period. The Knights have some work to do. With credit to SARNIA. They've come in here and lost a teammate to what would appear to be a pretty serious injury in Ethan Wainwright, and also faced a 2-0 deficit, but bounced back in that second period. So 3-2 SARNIA heading into the third.
We will come back with our second intermission. We'll hear from former London Knights goaltender Brett Brochu. That still sounds strange, but Brett Brochu signing with the ECHL's Fort Wayne Comets, and he's somebody that is hoping to go along a very familiar path. If you look at the number of goalies that have started in the ECHL and won Stanley Cups, I mean, the list is starting to get pretty long. You can look at Braden Holtby, and you can look at, a number of goaltenders that have had an opportunity to go out and maybe not start in the American Hockey League or not start directly in the NHL. You even look at the OHL level. How many times do we see players? Nick Serzic is a good example. He was not drafted in his draft year. He was taken in the under-18 OHL priority selection, and he's somebody who has played very well today and hopes to be able to challenge for the number one spot in Sarnia, depending on what happens with Ben Gaudreau. Very rarely do you see goaltenders that are taken in the first round absolutely, move on. And how often do we see 13th round or free agent or U18, or it just takes that extra little time to develop? Is that what it is?
Yes, absolutely. In fact, many NHL teams now, if they draft a goaltender, they're given this is a 6-year plan. They will take 6 years to develop that goaltender, and they expect that goaltender to reach full maturity in 6 years. Think about that. That's a long time, from 18 to 24. Detroit felt comfortable. They took a goalie really, really high a couple of years ago. They had him in the East Coast League last year.
Sebastian Cossa.
And so, it's really, especially for goaltenders, that phrase, it's a marathon, not a sprint, really is appropriate because you see a lot of goalies take just that much more time. It's a pretty tough and demanding position. So you just get in the game, get in and playing and own the net for whatever team you're playing for, and you just prove yourself at that level, and you'll get a door open at the next level.
You bet. I mean, you can think about Jonathan Quick, who is another one of the goaltenders who has played ECHL and gone on to win a Stanley Cup. So Brett Brochu hoping to follow in that path. We'll hear from him in the second intermission. We'll check in on the Toronto Blue Jays. Sting 3, Knights 2, end of 2 here at Budweiser Gardens. You're listening to Holly Gully London Knights Hockey, presented by Peter Inch & Associates Heating and Air Conditioning on 980 CFPL.
Have you been dreaming about summer fun on the water? Fishing off the boat? Tubing on the bay? Or just enjoying an early morning coffee at sunrise? Unplug and get offshore this summer with Holly Gully. From the Great Lakes shores to the Bruce Peninsula, we've been turning dreams into reality for over 50 years, and we make fun easy. Whether you're looking for your cottage on the water or want to spend the day tubing at the sandbar, now is the time. Cherish it. Find your next adventure at Holly Gully, your ultimate boat store in London.
If you've been injured on the job or fired from work, call the disability and discrimination experts. 1-866-WCB-WSIB. The consultation's free. Human rights violations, workplace discrimination. Call the WART table, fight to get you the max compensation. Years of experience in workman's comp. That's right. Call Paul Duarte. He'll fight. 1-866-WCB-WSIB. The consultation's free. We fight WSIB.com.
Hi, it's Peter Inch of Peter Inch and Associates. Last month, I invited you to experience the difference from a furnace to and the response has been overwhelming. Therefore, Peter Inch and Associates is holding this special for one more month. Call for the month of September, and you can get a tune-up of your furnace, and we'll do the air conditioner for free. That's a savings of $199. Peter Inch and Associates Heating and Air Conditioning, 226-499-3752, or at peterinch.ca, where great service is only an inch away.
Has that second car just sat in the driveway, just not using it? Are you paying too much to keep it insured? Could you use the space? Don't want to let it seize up just sitting around? Not getting enough for trade-in? If you answered yes to any or all of these questions, and it's still a good car, then give Ricky Ratchets a call at 519-455-5351. Rick will come over and buy it, or you can drive it over to Ricky Ratchets at 140 Clark Road. Rick needs good cars. Call 519-455-5351 and book Rick now.
You're listening to the London Knights on 980 CFPL.
I want to say hi and thank you to Kennedy Kaufman. Kennedy's streaming the game today while planting wheat in Woodstock. Thank you for what you do. And thank you to all farmers who are listening in today as the Knights and the Sting have a home and home in the preseason to kick off their preseason schedules this weekend. The Knights grew themselves a 2-0 lead in the first period, and then Jim Van Horn, the Sting, came back with 3 in the second period after seeing their teammate Easton Wainwright stretchered off in the first period with what we hope is not a serious injury, but it did appear serious.
Yeah, he got some great care, most importantly, and we wish him the best. We'll try and get an update on that. The Sting, after seeing all of that and trailing 2-0, got going early. Ryan Brown from the slot. The puck got turned over in the high slot, and Brown, the first-round draft pick from York Simcoe Express, 44 seconds in, converted and got the Sting off and feeling much better at 44 seconds. Fisher and Felak on the assist. Then Marco Sikic midway through got one through, squeaked one through the pads from the high slot as well on Zach Bowen. And then Zach Felak on the power play at 18:29 turned a 2-0 London lead into a 3-2 Sarnia advantage as we head for the third period. So Brown, Sikic, and Felak in that second period for Sarnia. Max McHugh and Casper Haltonen have the goals for the London Knights. McHugh in the first period off a turnover and some hard work by Gazizov and Humphrey. And then Haltonen on the power play at 14:59, some good three-way passing between Barkey, Cowan, and Haltonen resulted in that 2-0 lead, but the Sting turned it around. So we've got ourselves a good tilt here in the third period. Already you can see the pace increasing as the game goes on, and OHL hockey's back. We couldn't be happier, and the Knights have some work to do here, trailing Sarnia 3-2 going into the third.
Shots on goal brought to you by Paul Duarte and Associates, the disability and discrimination experts, 1-866-WCB-WSIB, and we fight WSIB.com. 29-13, the Knights lead on the shot clock. The Sting lead on the scoreboard, 3-2. Up next, former London Knight Brett Brochu and how he spent his summer. You're listening to Hully Gully, London Knights hockey, presented by Peter Inch and Associates Heating and Air Conditioning on 980 CFPL.
Hey, it's Dave from Cones Optical. You probably don't know that I'm a budding magician. Yep, just finished charm school. And I'm ready to show you what I can do. Here goes. Hocus pocus. Bring this fun special into focus. Isn't that amazing? Oh, wait. This is radio. You can't see it. I'll have to work on that. In the meantime, hop into Cummins Optical before this great deal disappears. We're in Westmount Shopping Center.
Have you been dreaming about summer fun on the water, fishing off the boat, tubing on the bay, or just enjoying an early morning coffee at sunrise? Unplug and get offshore this summer with Hully Gully. From the Great Lakes shores to the Bruce Peninsula, we've been turning dreams into reality for over 50 years, and we make fun easy. Whether you're looking for your cottage on the water or want to spend the day tubing at the sandbar, now is the time. Cherish it. Find your next adventure at Hully Gully, your ultimate boat store in London.
Hi, it's Peter Inch of Peter Inch & Associates. Last month, I invited you to experience the difference of our furnace tune-up, and the response has been overwhelming. Therefore, Peter Inch & Associates is holding this special for one more month. Call for the month of September, and you can get a tune-up of your furnace, and we'll do the air conditioner for free. It's a savings of $199. Peter Inch & Associates Heating and Air Conditioning, 226-499-3752, or at peterinch.ca, where great service is only an inch away.
You're listening to the London Knights on 980 CFPL.
The hot play is brought to you by M&K Heating and Air Conditioning, air quality solutions to make your London home feel just right. Back we go to one of the wildest moments of the period, a breakaway initially by Ruslan Gazizov. Speaking of speed, here is Lukasz Fischer showing off a burst through center. Gets the puck over the London blue line. Max McHugh has it. Fed out into center. Gazizov has a breakaway. Gazizov in. Backhand pass goes to Humphrey. A shot. And that was stopped by Serzica. And the puck slides by the net. Big chance for Ryan Humphrey and Nick Serzica making one of his saves on the afternoon. And that allowed the Sarnia Sting to ultimately take a 3-2 lead in this game. 3-2 the score through two. And it's time for the Hot Stove, brought to you by Hully Gully, the ultimate toy store, Warncliffe and Wonderland in London, as we catch up with a guy who came to the London Knights hoping to win a backup job and became one of the best goaltenders the franchise has ever seen. Here is Brett Brochu on how his summer has gone.
Yeah, I mean, it's been a fun summer. Like, I've been living up in London, so it's been good training at TPH. It's been really good. But yeah, and then obviously I didn't have a spot to play, and it kind of all just happened pretty quickly within like a couple weeks. And then, I wanted a place to play and figure out where I was going to go. So we signed, and now we're here and looking forward to this upcoming year.
When you look at this year and you look at the ECHL, do you look at goalies, Braden Holtby, Olaf Kolzig? I mean, we can go through a long list. You look at those guys?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, everyone's story is different, right? Like, there's obviously guys who can make it right away and are really good, but I think I have some developing to do and to get my game better to make it to the next level. So, yeah, obviously, I think it's going to be really good for my development and get some playing time. So, and obviously, pro hockey is pro hockey. So, we got to it's a big step and got to get ready for that.
How are things feeling after rehabbing the injury?
Yeah, really good. I kind of had the same process the year before, so I kind of got it down pat now, unfortunately. But yeah, rehab went really well. Everything's good now, so ready to go for the start of the year.
So is it a positive that you only have two legs? There isn't a third leg where maybe this could happen again?
Yeah, exactly. That's where I'm at now. Is I'm like, yeah, I'm ready to move on from this now.
So what do you know about the ECHL, Fort Wayne, that kind of thing?
I mean, I've heard a lot of really good things about Fort Wayne. A lot of guys say that it's like the London of the East Coast League. They get a lot of fans and treat their players really well. And, it's more about how professional they are within developing guys and wanting to see them succeed. So very similar to London. Obviously, I'm going to miss it here, but it's nice that it's not going to be too far off of, same amount of fans coming to watch me play every night, which is, it's impressive. So, yeah.
It's great to see. Like you say, everybody's got their own journey. You've seen Stanley Cup winners go to the ECHL, work their way up, and win that Stanley Cup. Good luck doing the same thing.
Thank you.
Brett Brochu, former London Knight, now with the Fort Wayne Comets, looking to follow in the skates of guys like Braden Holtby and Jonathan Quick and others as he begins his professional career. We'll follow that career throughout the season. We are now getting set for the third period as the Knights trail Sarnia 3-2 through two. Mike Stubbs and Jim Van Horn with you with our producer John Lee. The Knights in green, trimmed with gold, black, and white. They will go from left to right in this third period. The Sting in white, trimmed with black and gold from right to left. Zach Bowen in goal for the London Knights. And Carson Chartier came in after the second break in the second period to clean snow off the ice. And he will play the third period for Sarnia. Owen Wilmore is the backup goaltender for the London Knights today. The Knights and Sting will meet tomorrow afternoon in Sarnia. We'll have that game for you at 1:30 with the pregame show. The puck drops just after 2 o'clock. Also want to say hi to Aubrey and Elaine in Brecken. We can tell you out of town that the Blue Jays have beaten the Royals 5-1, so the Jays now have a 2-game lead for that final wild card spot. And things are still crazy in the American League's West Division in terms of who would even win the division. So a win for the Jays today. The Jays will be on the radio tomorrow starting at 1:30, and we will be on 980cfpl.ca with the pregame show from Sarnia.
Well, Mike, the Knights with a nice little challenge for themselves here. Mentally, physically, they've done everything in terms of energy, creating chances, and putting pressure. They just haven't been rewarded on the scoreboard, and so they have a bit of, not adversity, but a little challenge in front of them here in the first preseason game. Good little test.
You never mind things like this.
Exactly.
You don't want to have a preseason where it's just, we didn't really do much. We didn't really learn anything. You want to have situations where you're learning. And right now the Knights are killing a penalty for another minute and 20 seconds as the Sting skate down into London territory. Puck in the left corner. Shoved back to Fisher at the left point. Now to Andrew LeBlanc, left side. Former Southern Tier Admiral. Wings a pass across to the right side. The Knights take that away, and it's dumped into center ice. Easton Cowan chasing Fisher. Puck played to LeBlanc on left wing. Back to James Barr. 16-year-old defenseman gives to Fisher. Fisher straight up the middle of the ice. He'll skim a puck around to the right side. Jackson Edward going after it. Taken there by Sickick. He'll twist a pass to Andrew LeBlanc left side. Andrew LeBlanc to Fisher. Left point to the right point to Barr. To Fisher, middle of the blue line. Try to slap pass to Andrew LeBlanc. That missed, and the Knights are able to get the puck to center with 27 seconds to go on the Sting man advantage. Sarnia will drive it in and change. That gives the Knights all kinds of time. Alec Leonard makes a play into center for Brody Crane. Crane in across the Sarnia blue line. The puck knocked off his stick. Sting looking to get it back. Isaiah George steps up and knocks that across the Sarnia line. Now the Sting will collect the puck behind their own net just as the penalty to Ryan Humphrey comes to an end. Bill Manis inside the London line. Knights able to play the puck away from him and through center. Mitch Young back in his own zone. Young reaching for a puck as it comes to center ice. Brestevich of the Knights will drive it deep. Head off the boards. The Sting wrap that to their own blue line. Lomanak couldn't get it all the way out. Young does. Ahead to Phil Manis. He'll snap one around the boards to the right side of the London zone. Isaiah George tried to move the puck to Brestevich. Knocked away from him, but Ryan Humphrey has it, and Humphrey gets to center. Humphrey lobs a puck in deep. Gazizov is after it. Gazizov had the puck poked away, and Ryan Brown will tip it to center. Henry Brestevich, Michigan native, finds Humphrey. He's in across the Sarnia line right side. Humphrey swings a backhand pass in front, looking for Gazizov. Stolen by the Sting. They come out 2-on-2. Here is Kuchenberg in across the London line, and a shot on goal is scooped up by the glove of Zach Bowen, and Bowen will hold. We're 3 minutes into period 3, 3-2 Sting.
Scoring for London, Max McHugh, Casper Haltonen. That was in the first period. After 14:59 of that first period, Knights have put a lot of heat on the Sarnia goalies, the two of them, but haven't been able to light the lamp. So a bit of a dry stretch, but the Knights right now, what they can control is energy, effort, enthusiasm, and the chances will come.
Puck is played to the left side of the London end. Back out to Hurd at the left point. To the right point. Campbell a shot. That one deflects off a body out of play. And we get another whistle. Knights have outshot the Sting 29-14. Had a lot of chances. They had a power play that created all kinds of chances. Nick Serzicha made a number of saves in the second period on that power play, but he made a number of saves, period, while he was in goal. Serzicha ended up facing 28 shots in less than 2 periods, stopped 26. Sam O'Reilly of the Knights forces his way down into the Sarnia end. O'Reilly stopping and turning. O'Reilly in for Bolton of the Knights in the right corner. Puck popped up in the air. Knights looking for it. The Sting will take it. And the puck is bounced out to center by Lane Sim. His brother Landon Sim plays for the Knights. Won't play for the start of the season after having surgery at the end of last year, and his rehab continues. Hoping to be back after the first few weeks. That means he will miss training camp with the St. Louis Blues. Sting from their own zone. Pass ahead, misses Kuchenberg. That was about waist high, and it goes all the way down the ice. Icing called against Sarnia. And we're 4 minutes into the third period as the Knights push to tie this game. It's 3-2 Sarnia.
Leaving the ice now, Sam O'Reilly. Another good shift, and really like the way he plays center ice, and that's a nice feature of today's game. He's had a good game, I think. Matthew Paris out there now. I think he's had some good moments today. He, Crane, and Julian working pretty well together. They're out there now.
Crane takes the puck off the draw. Around for Paris on the right side. Works the puck into Jacob Julian. Back to Paris. Dances his way in behind the Sting net and then gets pinned on the boards by Campbell. The Sting will skate the puck to center, led by Sean Doherty. Down right wing. Had to stop to avoid a hit from Crane. Gets the puck deep, but the Knights are in control. Jackson Edward to Matthew Paris. Paris ahead to Julian. He'll tap the puck in deep for the Knights. Back goes Barr, hard around the boards. Hall, as that go off his skate to center for Sarnia. Knights launch it back toward the Sting end. Tyson Doucette now works it down left wing. Knights a steal. Here is Paris. Right back the other way on right wing. Paris bumped by Fisher. Gets the puck deep. He will chase. Hall in behind his net for Sarnia. Hall will leave that for James Barr. And Barr has some time and space as the Knights begin to change. And now Sarnia will bring the puck through center and dump it deep into Knights territory. We've hit the 5-minute mark of the third period. 3-2. The Sting in the lead. Here is Vilmanis. Back out to the right point. Barr from there shoots. And that was blocked by Alec Leonard of the Knights. Leonard gets to the puck. Leonard leaves that one. And Brody Crane will zing a puck off a skate down the ice. Haltonen chasing for London. He has one of the two Knights goals. Max McHugh with the other. Denver Barkey hard on the forecheck. A steal. Barkey to Cowan. He goes into the right corner. Now moves up the right side. Back out to Brestevich. Wait, shoots. And Chartier makes the save. Right side. Sikic and Cowan tie up. Barkey in there to help out. Carried out the center by Felak. He will move the puck across the red line and then slide it down in behind the Knight net. Easton Cowan back after it for the Knights. Off to Isaiah George. Head back out to the right point. Held in by O'Mary, but the Knights will take it. We've got a broken stick on the ice. Denver Barkey, long lead feed for Haltonen. Steps inside the blue line. Haltonen trying to get to the net, got slashed. No call on the play, but he couldn't get a shot away. Haltonen now gets the puck, kicks it free. Cowan has it high slot. Cowan skates to the left side. Cowan stops and reverses. Cowan back out to the middle of the blue line. He'll stop again. Sends one at the net. It's deflected just wide by Haltonen. O'Mary of the Sting moves that around to Felak. He'll try and clear. Bounced out into center, Isaiah George back to his own blue line and in. George stopping and turning, nice little move. George to Cowan on the right side. In over the Sarnia line. Given to Haltonen. Wrist shot goes off Kuchenberg and misses. Cowan, good job finding that puck. He kept it in, but then Andrew LeBlanc got his stick on it, and he'll knock it down the ice. Oliver Bogg bounces a pass ahead to Cowan. Nice play to get that around. Lomanak to Barkey. In over the Sarnia blue line right side. Back out to the left point. It comes Dickinson, a hard shot. And Chartier makes the save and hangs on.
Well, we'll get a little break here. Knights with a couple of shifts in a row of good energy and scoring chances. And Barkey, a nice little pass to find Dickinson right at the blue line. And then he had some room to move in and force Chartier make a big save. He is a big guy, 6'3", and we're getting the ice cleaned right now. Knights just kind of hitting a dry spell offensively, and but nothing much you can do except what you're doing. They've generated some opportunities, just can't beat two hot Sarnia goalies.
Well, you just keep putting pucks at the net, but again, this is what you want to see. You want to see a tough time in preseason when you don't have 2 points and you don't have a win on the line. Sam Dickinson, when training camp began, just ready for the regular season. If the regular season had started a minute after the first scrimmage, Sam would have been fine with that. He's been playing hockey at a high level all summer.
Yes, he has.
Ready for the Hlinka Gretzky tournament. Rave reviews. It'll be interesting to see Sam Dickinson and the conversation about draft picks going toward the 2024 NHL entry draft and where many of the people who weigh in and create those mock drafts have Sam Dickinson.
Well, there's a great competition on the blue line for even from the OHL. I mean, that team, that international team he played on, Team Canada, every defenseman except one was an OHLer. We've got an embarrassment of riches, and it's unusual because Hockey Canada usually tries to really balance things out if they can, but they just the OHL, it's a strength on defense at the draft year level in the OHL this year is just remarkable. We haven't seen it this dominant. So he's in with Zane Perek and a bunch of others that are really, Henry Muse from Ottawa, and it's just going to be so much fun watching those guys this year.
2006 born players and 2005 born players born after September 15th eligible, along with anyone who had gone undrafted before. 3-2 Sting, 12:53 remaining in the third period, and a face-off in the Sarnia zone, and we're going to see every forward get a chance.
Right, Humphrey kind of instructing Jordan Hurtubise how to drop the puck.
Hurtubise didn't want to hear that, so somebody else got to take the face-off. Sting win it. They'll play it through center. Broken up by Dickinson. Dumped out the center ice. Humphrey. Nice little play to McHugh in full stride across the Sarnia blue line. Gets in behind the net. He centers for Gazazov. And that will create a penalty. Good burst by Max McHugh. And a slash will bring the Knights a power play opportunity for Searles Motor Products in Ingersoll. Highway 19 north of the 401.
Well, the referee saying there's a stick on the ice broken as a result of that slash. So pretty easy call for Mike Cairns. Knights to the power play at a time when they could use it. 12:35 now, this one moving along, and they're looking for the tying goal here.
Big moment in a preseason game. It's McHugh, Cowan, Haltonen up front with Oliver Bonk and Denver Barkey on the blue line. And this could be a unit that we see in the regular season. Here is Barkey over for Haltonen. Hops up in the air. Barr will slap at it and knock it down the ice.
Bonk and Barkey getting a chance on the point on the power play, the two Philadelphia draft picks.
The Flyers will want video of this game.
Yes.
Could we do this in 4 years? Here is Haltonen. Haltonen into the right corner. He's a second-round pick of the San Jose Sharks. His pass went off the stick of Barkey, and it's tapped to center by the Sting. 1:24 remaining in the Nightman advantage. Here is Bonk. Bonk will leave for Cowan. Cowan sets that up for Denver Barkey. Native of Vaughan gets in across the Sarnia line, stopping on the right side. Back to Oliver Bonk. He's an Ottawa native. Over to Haltonen, a high wrist shot. Chartier makes the save. Here is Haltonen, back out to Bonk. Now to Barkey at the right point. Barkey right side to Easton Cowan. Cowan moves the puck back out middle of the blue line. Now zings it into Barkey, sets it up. Bonk, a one-timer. That's stopped. Rebound loose in front. And McHugh had his stick tied up. Puck played back to the right point. Bonk keeps it in across to Haltonen. Waiting, looking, snaps a shot, and that's off Mitch Young. And out of play, and Haltonen slams his stick on the ice in frustration.
Good puck movement by the Knights. They worked it around. They've got, you're going to see that a lot. Haltonen, big right-handed shot on that left side and getting a cross-ice pass and firing it away. And that one, that time he got it. Everybody loaded up, but Young got his stick on that shot. And the Knights continue with 41 seconds left in this power play, but had good puck pressure.
Knights win the draw. Here is Edward, top of the right circle. His shot goes off a stick right to Dickinson. A try. Stopped by Chartier. Loose in front of the Sting net. Off the stick of O'Reilly and wide. Knights take it. Here is Humphrey out to Edward at the right point to Dickinson, middle of the blue line. His shot deflected and went high. Laid to the left corner. 20 seconds to go in the man advantage. Hard around the boards. Jackson Edward has that. Edward got knocked off his skates, and the Sting get the puck, and they'll get it down the ice. Zach Bowen leaving for Dickinson. Dickinson starting to move to center as the penalty to the Sting ends. Carson Campbell gets back on the ice. Puck is flipped down the ice. Campbell racing after it will beat out the icing. Campbell being chased by Gazizov. Gazizov tying up with Campbell. Gazizov, nice play to work the puck free for the Knights. Now Gazizov takes a return feed. Knocks this into center just out of the reach of Sam O'Reilly. And Lane Sim of the Sting will play the puck behind the London Knight net. Edward hits that around to the left side. Taken over by Andrew LeBlanc. Wrapped in past Kuchenberg. Dickinson waiting for it. Dickinson out to center. Just 17 years of age. Puck is down to the Sting blue line. The Knights a steal. They have a 2-on-1 across the blue line. Humphrey to Gazizov. Back for Humphrey. Off a skate, and Chartier kicks it away. The Knights didn't get a shot off, but a deflection went to Chartier, and he had to make the save. Now the puck deflects to Chartier again, and he makes a stick stop. Jacob Julian to Alec Leonard. Back at the right point, Lane Sim able to sweep the puck down the ice. Knights will finish a change. Sting will make a full change. We passed the midway mark of this third period. 3-2 Sarnia. In comes Julian, and he tried to find Brody Crane as he got deep. Tyson Doucette helped to break that up. Out into center. Puck played inside the blue line. And from there, Alec Leonard will take the puck for the Knights and bat it to center. Mitch Young had that knocked away, and here is Leonard jumping on a loose puck down right wing and across the Sting line. His pass went off his skate. Taken by Paris in the right corner. Paris has a quick look, finds Julian. Tried to send one into the slot. Brody Crane finds it, shoots, and that one was blocked in front of the Sting net. Carson Campbell felt that. He'll limp off to the bench, but the Sting get the center, and the puck is shot deep into the Knights' end with 8:35 remaining here in the third period. 3-2 Sarnia.
Sarnia lots of credit. They're blocking shots here in this first preseason game and getting good goaltending as well. Kind of the Knights a little frustrated and kind of a little just decisions at this point in the year. Gazizov, you'd probably want him to shoot when he had an opening there and didn't have a real hard opening for a pass and tried to get it through, but that's just the things you go through to grow here in the preseason.
Puck in behind the London Knight net. Sam Dickinson brings it out. Dickinson a pass to O'Reilly straight up the middle of the ice. He's got teammates, gives to Johnston a shot, and that one didn't miss by much. Sam Dickinson hard around the boards to the right side. The Sting to center. Lomanak plays that to the red line. Dickinson ran into traffic. Vilmanis crosses the London blue line for Sarnia. Moves to the right side boards. Vilmanis, nice little move. Hangs on to the puck. Gets into the slot. Low shot, and that was blocked. Los Brustevich takes it for the Knights. Out to Bolton down the left side of center. Ryder Bolton in across the blue line. Bolton will get the puck deep. He will chase. Bolton wrapping up in behind the net. The puck played around to the right side, goes off Dennis Lomanak, and then he's hit by Brustevich. O'Reilly works that free. Here's Johnston, a shot, and Chartier makes the save. He finds that through traffic, and now Ryder Bolton and Hugh Hurt are pushing in front of the Sting net.
Good little play by O'Reilly there. Made a nice play to stop the puck at the blue line, keep the zone, and then a slick little pass to the middle to Johnson, who had a good look and a big save again by Chartier. So the Knights continue to put pressure, closing in on the 40 shot mark, and then you throw in all the ones that have been blocked. And the Knights have just had some bad luck around the net. Good effort, but just haven't been able to close the deal.
Off the draw, shot sails wide off the stick of Haltonen. Oliver Bogg has the puck in the right corner. Back out to Easton Cowan. Cowan looking down low, broken up by SARNIA. SARNIA will move through center ice. Sikic inside the London line with a hard shot. Turned aside by Bowen. Sikic has a goal in this game. Haltonen's pass goes in behind Barkey, but Barkey will find it and fling it behind the SARNIA goal. Chopped around the boards. Cowan gloves that down at the right point. The Sting trying to move the puck into center. They finally do, and it will be Doucette who gets it to Doherty, who leaves for Brown, gets it across the London line. He shoots, and that was blocked in front of the Knight net. Jackson Edward, back of the net. The puck wrapped in front by Sikic and stopped by Bowen. Easton Cowan leaving to Jackson Edwards. 6:12 left here in the third period. Knights got both their goals in the first period. Sting scored all three of theirs in the second. Nobody has been able to score in period 3 as it continues to wind down. Isaiah George gets to the Sting blue line, and offside is called against the London Knights with 5:57 to go here in the third period. 3-2 SARNIA as the Knights try to find a way to score and tie this one.
Well, give these young Sting credit. They've collapsed in on their goaltenders and blocked a lot of shots and kept a lot to the outside. A lot of point shots, a lot of shots from the from the wings, and they've cleared rebounds. So the Knights just have to keep doing what they're doing, but also maybe one will just bounce in off a stick or a skate or a. But that's early season for you, and the Knights are keeping the energy here in this third period. The effort is there. The results are not. And SARNIA are well coached. This Alan Letang is an excellent coach, and he's got them playing disciplined in their own zone and into this system. They're playing his system of just kind of keeping things to the outside. You have to adapt to your talent, and he's put in a plan here, obviously, that these young guys can follow.
Out of town, we can let you know that the Blue Jays beat the Royals 5-1. Yankees and Brewers are tied 2-2. Red Sox lead the Orioles 2-0. And the Tigers will host the White Sox at Comerica tonight, 6:10, first pitch in that one. The Knights hosting the SARNIA Sting this afternoon. First preseason game for both clubs. Hall ahead to Kuchenberg of SARNIA. Isaiah George steals the puck, but then gives it away to Andrew LeBlanc, tried to make a play, and a great job by Alec Leonard to get his stick down and block that. Andrew LeBlanc left side to Hall. Try to pass out front, that deflected up in the air. Kuchenberg avoids a hit from Max McHugh. Andrew LeBlanc takes a bump from Leonard. Puck goes to the side of the Knight net out in front and ends up bouncing wide. Gazazov of the Knights ahead to Isaiah George. Islanders prospect. Now to Humphrey for Gazazov across the blue line. That was broken up. Leonard a long shot. That was going wide, and Chartier reaches out, and he will grab that with his glove and hang on. 5:07 remaining here in period 3 as the Knights send out the line of Brody Crane, Jacob Julian, and Matthew Paris with Henry Brestevich and Sam Dickinson on the point. Zach Felak, Tyson Doucette out there for the SARNIA Sting. Couple of veterans with another second-year player, Sandis Vilmanis. Sting will work the puck through center off the faceoff. Knights take it in center ice. Matthew Paris whacking at that. It gets back to Henry Brestevich. He'll flip it ahead. Hugh Hurt knocks that down, dumps it behind the Knights' goal. Sam Dickinson back in his own zone, 4:40 left here in the third period, 3-2 Sting. Puck ahead in center, picked up by Julian, nice little move, gets in toward the net, sets up Paris, a shot, glove save, Chartier. Puck pops free, back to Brestevich. Brestevich tried a shot blocked by Felak. Brestevich had the puck go off his leg to center. Here is Vilmanis. Vilmanis in across the London line, wide to the right side, falls. Dickinson takes the puck. Vilmanis takes it back. Vilmanis cuts in front with a shot, left pad save by Bowen. Good stop by Zach Bowen at a key time. Knights trying to get the puck out, could not. Long shot by Lane Sim is into the chest of Bowen, and he will keep that with 4:03 remaining, and the Sting leading 3-2.
Well, a good first test for both teams here as the season is underway. I'm impressed with the speed, the intensity. It's the first preseason game, and both teams are certainly putting in the effort.
Off the draw, the puck is in behind the Knight net. Under 4 minutes to play, third period. Sting 3, Knights 2. Sarnia tying the puck up. It comes back out to the right point. Barr gets that into the right corner. Knights will gain possession. Now they will start to think offense. Edward ahead to Johnston. His pass went over the stick of Ryder Bolton. Back at the London line, Jackson Edward. Edward looking to move forward out of his own end. Edward a pass to Bonk on right wing. Gets to the red line. Hard dump in behind the Sting net. Out of his net comes Chartier. Gets that back out to the right point. Bonk trying to pass across the ice. And that deflected away. Jackson Edward has to hustle back against Sikic. Sikic, a steal in the London end. Sikic gets the puck into the right corner. Knights trying to get it back. On it quickly and behind the London Knight net is Ryan Brown, who has a goal today. Flip to the left point. Mitch Young knocks it down for Sarnia. Sting changing under 3 minutes remaining. 3-2 Sarnia. Puck goes across the ice. Oliver Bonk has it there. Bonk to Jackson Edward. Flip down the ice. Back goes Mitch Young. Young will take that for Sarnia. Young for Ryan Brown. That goes off his skate. The Knights take over. Puck stolen away by Hall. Hall of Sarnia gets down across the London blue line. Knights of Steel can't clear. Here's Young, a shot. And a glove save made by Zach Bowen as Young got a shot away from the left point. And Bowen will hold that with 2:31 remaining. The Knights have outshot Sarnia 38-19, but it's the Sting who lead by 1 late.
Yeah, who'd have thought the goal at 18:29 of the second period. Right now, a power play goal holding up as the advantage given to the Sting, 3-2. Knights are pressing, just cannot beat the Sting, who are really doing a good job in the defensive zone of collapsing around their goaltender, blocking lots of shots. And they've had a couple chances here in the last few minutes.
They have. Knights have had to take chances the other way.
Yeah.
Sam Dickinson rounds behind his net. Dickinson into center to Haltonen. Back to Dickinson, flying it across the blue line. Dickinson out in front, poked away by Chartier. The Knight net is empty. Here is Kuchenberg down right wing with an empty net. He avoids a hit from Max McHugh, but loses the puck. Isaiah George works that to Denver Barkey. 2 minutes remaining. Barkey ahead to Cowan. Down the left side of center, it's Easton Cowan. Over the blue line to McHugh. Sets it up to Barkey. To Sam Dickinson. Dickinson's pass goes off McHugh's stick, swatted at by Bonk, chipped up in the air. It pops into center, and the London Knights will grab it from there. Oliver Bonk misfires on a pass, chopped at by the Sting. Here is Andrew LeBlanc down into the London zone with an empty net. Barkey comes back to steal the puck. Now it's locked up along the end boards. Casper Haltonen try to pass. That one comes off a leg, and here is McHugh ahead to Cowan in behind the defense. Cowan in a goal. Cowan a shot, and Chartier makes the save. What a stop by Carson Chartier. Easton Cowan duck in behind the defense.
Good eye by McHugh. He spotted him from the defensive zone, and it was a clear breakaway and just got beat.
Knights come in again. It's Barkey, left side. Barkey stopping and turning. Barkey works the puck back out to Bonk, across to Dickinson, into the slot. McHugh down low. Cowan a shot, and Chartier makes the save again. Cowan in behind the net. Haltonen over to Dickinson, right side for the Knights. Dickinson across the ice, deflects off a stick. Haltonen waiting, looking for Dickinson. That's broken up by the Sting. Now Oliver Bonk is knocked down. Puck up in the air. Dickinson knocks it out of the air, and play will be called on a high stick, which will bring the face-off out into center ice.
And a couple of chances that were just glorious for Cowan. A breakaway, then a cross ice pass through a seam, and he had a great look. And Chartier moved over and quickly from his right to his left to block it. Just a great goaltending exhibition by the Sarnia Sting here today. Resilient effort in the defensive zone. Lots of sticks in passing lanes, blocked shots, and it all has the Knights kind of vexed right now. Cowan's in head to the dressing room. And he's out for the last 30 seconds. Knights with the net still empty and face off outside the zone.
In they come, O'Reilly to Humphrey. Golfs one off the side of the Sarnia net. Brody Crane of the Knights around to the left side. Gazazov into O'Reilly. O'Reilly with 15 seconds gets the puck to Crane in the right corner. Gets it to the side of the net. Pops up in the air. Humphrey trying to get it free. It goes in behind the Sting net. 8 seconds remaining in the third period. Knights trying to get control. Julian pushes the puck to Humphrey. Humphrey with 2 seconds. Swings it in front of the leg. And Chartier covers it. And this one ends. The Sarnia Sting have defeated the London Knights 3-2.
Okay, we got about 90 of these left. That'll be okay. This was actually a fun game to watch for the first preseason game. Lots of energy, and give Sarnia credit. They have come in here and with a young team off of a veteran squad last year. They did a lot of rebuilding in the offseason and come in here and beat the Knights 3-2 with some hot goaltending and resilient play in the defensive zone. And we do want to, before we leave, wish Easton Wainwright the best. He was stretchered off in the first period as he fell awkwardly into the boards. It appeared to be a leg injury, but we did not get a complete, definitive word on that. But we wish him the best. And the Sting take a 3-2 win away, and we'll be doing it again tomorrow. We'll be back at it in Sarnia, and we'll have the broadcast.
We will certainly have the broadcast starting at 1:30 with the pregame show. We'll see if the Knights can return the favor before the Knights play a home-and-home with the Erie Otters. They don't have to go all the way to Erie to do it. The game will be played in St. Thomas on Thursday, and that will be Erie's home game, and then the two teams will meet in London on Friday. If we look back over this one, the Knights scored twice in the first period. Max McHugh at 10:54 from Ryan Humphrey and Ruslan Gazazov, and then Casper Haltonen at the 14:59 mark from Denver Barkey and Max McHugh on a power play. That made it 2-0. Ryan Brown, Marco Sikic, and Zach Felak all got goals for the Sarnia Sting. Felak's on a power play, able to get to a puck in front and lift it over top of Zach Bowen. And that ends up being the game winner. No goals scored in the third period. Final shots on goal, 41-19 in favor of the London Knights, but it's the Sting who get a 3-2 victory. The pregame show will get going tomorrow afternoon at 1:30 from Sarnia. On behalf of Jim Van Horn and John Lee, my name is Mike Stubbs. Hopefully this weekend is going well for you. Enjoy Western Fair. Enjoy the air show. Knights and Sting happen again tomorrow afternoon. This has been Holly Gully, London Knights Hockey, presented by Peter Inch & Associates Heating and Air Conditioning on 980 CFPL.
To succeed in any sport, you need passion, dedication, and unwavering commitment. The kind of qualities customers can always expect from Searles Motor Products. The Searles family's 50-plus years of small-town customer service has kept...
Yeah, you too.